Come, be enchanted by the sights and sounds of Sierra Leone.
A place where your adventure awaits.
And memories are made.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance. Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever. Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change. We've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened. Because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place. All of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
We are Freetown!
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown!
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 Yeah!
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
the taxi driver,
the barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us, everybody, we are Freetown.
The past is ours.
The future is ours. It's our time again.
And this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
the greengrocer,
the teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
This light is ours.
The beaches are ours.
The rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don't dare from them. Come here and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom.
Hello and welcome. This is news on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown Radio. I'm Cecilia Ali Sisi. Your top stories this morning. President of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development meets with the ECOWAS Chairman, President Bio at State House. Civil society movement against tuberculosis leads campaign on pandemic prevention, preparedness and response. And Court of Appeal Judge Justice Dr. Kenema passes on at age 54. All these stories and more plus sport and entertainment are lined up in the next 1 hour of the news. Stay with us. Now, the president of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, Dr. George Agyekum Donkor, has met with the ECOWAS chairman, President Julius Maada Bio at State House. The talks focused on key regional issues on economic growth, food security, education, and trade. Our State House correspondent, Amose, has more.
Dr. George Agyekum Donkor is in Sierra Leone on a 2-day working visit. His delegation has already held meetings with several ministries, including the Office of the Chief Minister. At State House, President Julius Maada Bio warmly welcomed the team. He said the region needs support not only in infrastructure, but also in schools, healthcare, and food systems.
I know there are outstanding areas, there are outstanding issues, but we want to deepen this relationship because as your resource-based broadens and as we push for more regional integration, there are opportunities that we want to take advantage of. So I'm happy that you've come, and I hope that we'll be able to identify specific things and engage fully and stay engaged through the Minister of Finance, Development and the others, so that we can fully realize the scope of issues that we are going to raise.
President Bio encouraged the ECOWAS Bank team to work closely with all member states to deliver meaningful change.
Because it is the only dividend for democracy is development. If you can deliver on development, your people can see it. We want to continue on that for the future of our children and for West Africa. The potential is great, but the potential is not what counts. It's what you do with the potential. And the bank is a great instrument in changing that potential to deliverables for our people, which is what they figure out.
Dr. Donkor congratulates President Bio on his role as ECOWAS chair. He praised the president's leadership and vision for regional integration. He assured the ECOWAS Bank's commitment to supporting projects, especially in education and health.
We are aware of the road project, that is the National Road Infrastructure Fund. We are aware of the Hilton Hotel. We are aware of the various initiatives being initiated by the Minister for Tourism. As you are very much aware, Your Excellency, next year you will be boosting the ECOWAS. Because you have a big responsibility to ensure that we have the requisite infrastructure to support these programs. And that is why we are here. We are also aware of the Kono University, as the Chief Minister mentioned in our meeting. We have gone far, but there are a few things that we have to discuss in order to actually conclude this. And I think that the working sessions will see to that. Because of your time, we only want to actually bore you with all these issues since the ministers are around. But I want to assure you that all these things will be taken on board during our 2 days a year to ensure that we come out with firm conclusions on all these issues, on all these initiatives.
Dr. Donko is serving a second 5-year term as president and board chair of the ECOWAS Bank. He was reappointed in February 2024 for his strong leadership and successful reforms. Under his tenure, the bank has recorded major gains in development finance across the sub-region. For Slbc TV News Hour in Freetown, Homoswe reporting from State House.
Well, that's a key meeting for Sierra Leone and the ECOWAS region. Now, civil society movement against tuberculosis has taken a bold step in strengthening the country's pandemic response systems by convening a national consultative meeting for the development and validation of an advocacy brief on pandemic prevention, preparedness and response, PPR. The meeting, held at the Boxing Church Hall, Charles State in Freetown, brought together civil society leaders, district representatives, and health advocates to shape a people-centered approach to future health emergencies. Jonathan Turner reports.
The initiative was aimed at amplifying the voices of key affected populations and civil society organizations by enhancing their inclusion in national pandemic prevention, preparedness platforms and processes. It emphasizes gender inclusion, community participation, and health awareness, particularly in the context of emerging threats such as Mpox, which has already recorded nearly 4,500 confirmed cases in Sierra Leone within the past 6 months. Executive Director of CIMAT, Reverend Paul Braima Bangura, underscored the urgent need to address weaknesses in the country's health infrastructure.
In every decision making, communities are involved, CSOs are involved, key affected populations are actually involved. So the essence of the policy brief actually is addressing inclusivity, of all the affected community. Because when we have pandemic, it starts with community and it ends with community. So it's very good that we have them involved in all of the processes that our government will be doing in terms of pandemic preparedness.
Participants shared regional perspectives on community involvement and systematic barriers.
Now the challenge we are having is the vaccination, because when the vaccination we are earlier brought, they said only for health people. And if you see, yes, indeed they are the health people, they are the first person to take this vaccine. But we also have another sector which are very important in the community that needed this vaccination. So we are just asking that the government should have a saying in it, or have something to do so that the vaccination can be available in our communities.
We are seeing some kind of level of involvement of community people. You saw a cross-section of CSOs here giving a brief updates about their involvement in the fight against, of Mpox. So, which I think is very key, and it's impactful from the community that they are engaging, they are doing robust engagement with communities, across the district to ensure that we fight Mpox in our district. So it's impactful so far, if I can say from there.
Key policy recommendations include integrate inclusion into the National Action Health Plan 2025 to 2029, embedding gender, human rights, and community participation, advance gender equality, and promote human rights and social justice through protections against stigma, discrimination, and violations in health emergency responses. The final version of the Advocacy Brief will be submitted to government bodies, development partners, and international stakeholders for consideration and implementation, reinforcing for a more equitable, prepared, and people-centered health response systems in Sierra Leone. For SLBC News, Jonathan Turner reporting.
Magistrate Mustapha Brahmaja of Pademba Road, Magistrate Court No. 1, has sent the case of IGP and Samuel Meadow Lamin and 2 others for trial at the High Court of Sierra Leone. Suleiman Babatoué was in court and compiled this report.
The ruling of Magistrate Mustapha Brahmaja of Court No. 1, Pademba Road, came after months of investigations, submissions, and defense between the prosecutor and the defense lawyer. The 3 accused persons, manager of Voice of Peace and Development Community Radio, Joseph Mendel Lamin, and his co-accused persons, Molai Kamara and Omar Timbo, according to Magistrate Mustapha Brahmaja, were committed for trial at the High Court because he was convinced that the prosecution presented sufficient claim for the matter to be tried at the High Court. Though the defense lawyer, Musa Beiti, filed for a no-case submission, stating that the prosecution failed to produce witnesses or forensic evidence to link the accused persons to the murder, Magistrate Mustapha Brahmaja, however, said the matter was just a preliminary investigation and that it was left with the High Court to prove it beyond all reasonable doubts. In another matter, an entertainer, Michael Williams, testified before Magistrate Mustapha Brahmaja on the high-profile assault case involving the Ambassador of Entertainment and Investment, Caldenero, and his associates, accused of attacking Frederick Peters, popularly known as Famous, on the 22nd of February 2025 during a concert staged by Linda Samai, also known as Tazi. Michael Williams, witness for the prosecution, said he accompanied Famous to the event on the said day and said upon entering, they met one of Caldenero's associates who bumped onto Famous but was ignored. Williams said while they were waiting at the poolside, Caldenero and his team aggressively approached them and Cal instructed his men to pepper spray Famous and himself, which led to a loss of his phone and burning of Famous' eyes. He added that Stasi apologized to Famous. Tendering photo evidence before the court, defense counsel Zakaria objected that the photos on the phone were taken on the 6th of June, whereas the incident took place in February 2025. The prosecution replied that the phone with pictures had been submitted by Famous during his testimony. Upon submissions, Magistrate Mustapha Brahmaja ruled that the correct phone with the photos be submitted to the court. He then adjourned the matter to the 21st of July 2025. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babatoué reporting.
Now, Pike Street, a vital road in the Brookfields community, has become increasingly hazardous due to the rapid increase of serious potholes. These depressions in the road surface have not only damaged the infrastructure, but have also posed significant risk to road users, including motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians. Abubakar Kamara reports.
Over the past several months, the condition of Pike Street has deteriorated significantly. The potholes, some measuring over a foot in diameter and several inches deep, have emerged as a result of fluctuating weather conditions, inadequate maintenance, and wear and tear from heavy traffic. These road defects have created a perilous environment for all types of road users, and motorists are particularly affected, facing not only the risk of vehicle damage but also potential accidents. Mahmoud Kamara and Amidou Ansumana are both bike riders, and they reported that Due to the serious potholes in the streets, it is difficult for them to have a smooth ride, whether with passengers or when riding alone.
Specifically with the stream of the road because the road get gallop.
We normally pay to SLRA for them to fix the roads, and because they always fail to fix them, it becomes strenuous for us bike riders.
Even some road they use in back bad with their gallop day.
The Pike Street road is so bad and it has so many potholes and has affected our health.
Alhaji Sise and Musa Bannister are both keke and bike riders. Also spoke about the damage their machines get when using the Pike Street to and fro with either their bikes and keke, and the presence of potholes has led to increased travel times as they try to avoid them, contributing to congestion and frustrating on what should be a straightforward route.
A lot of winner here would use, and the road is really bad.
The Pike Street road is really vital to us. So instead of using other routes, we like using the Pike Street road, and it is really bad for us.
You let the government help we that side for them.
Well, the road is very narrow because it's not comfortable for we.
The road is too narrow and it's not comfortable for us as well. And this has made our bikes to get many issues. Sadly, nobody is showing any concern about this road.
One is finding blocks on road, so they can pass to manage and work.
The serious potholes at Pike Street represent a pressing issue that affects the safety and well-being of all road users. SLBC News, Abubakar Kama reporting.
Also, Benjamin Lane has recently become a focal point of concern for both road users and local residents due to the alarming presence of serious potholes. The road's condition has not only caused significant damage to the roadway itself, but it has also created a dangerous situation for vehicles and pedestrians alike. Abubakar Kamara has more.
The Benjamin Lane axis, the designated route for tricycle and bike riders, is in a very deplorable condition. The road is completely depleted with potholes, making the situation worse when it rains. The present state of the road has major effect on motorists who ply this alternative route on a daily basis. They said the road's present condition makes their vehicles vulnerable to mechanical problems. Abubakar Kamara, a keke rider, said the potholes damage their vehicles, including bent rims and flat tires, all resulting in costly repairs.
This particular road they use, so the road is well.
We have always appealed to the government to fix the road, as the condition of the road sometimes damage our machines, and we normally pay a lot of cash to get it fixed.
Mohamed Mansare, a bike rider, said they frequently clash with their passengers who accuse the riders of being reckless when plying the route.
Well, Benjamin Lane, the condition is very bad. Very bad, really.
The Benjamin Lane road is really not good for us as bike riders. Sometimes the passengers on board also suffer due to the condition of the road.
Yeah, bike man, they suffer now. Passenger, they suffer. All man, they suffer.
A resident in the area who also serves as the Fuller Chief for Constituency 126, Chief Alhaji Abubakar Jallo, said he has also been affected as his home is close by. He raised concerns with regard the closure of PWD, a construction company which was a major support in repairing nearby roads like Benjamin Lane and others.
We been get PWD in this country. When I did for maintenance or road, but they close them all over the country.
Since the closing of PWD Construction Company, we have encountered serious challenges about the potholes, and we really need the government to help repair the road.
So make government come and can do this job hastily, quick as possible, because it inconvenience everybody in the community, in the area.
The swift intervention of authorities concerned is the major cry by the residents and motorists who rely on this route on a daily basis, as its present condition poses a significant threat to the safety and well-being of both road users and local residents. SLBC News, Abubakar Kama reporting.
Now, the Chief of Defense Staff, CDF, of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Amara I. Bangura, has paid a courtesy visit to the Inspector General of Police, William Fayaselu, at the Senior Police Officers Merge Kington Police Barracks. Lieutenant General Bangura was accompanied by a delegation of newly promoted senior military officers. The visit, hailed as historic by the IGP, aimed to strengthening operational synergy and mutual understanding between the police and the military. IGP Selu congratulated the newly promoted military officers, describing their visit as a significant gesture in fostering international harmony. He underscored the importance of interagency cooperation, stressing that effective security delivery requires collaboration and not isolation. IGP Selu cited the ongoing police-military cooperation training program as a key initiative to enhance joint operations nationwide, and also proposed the establishment of a joint social engagement to build the camaraderie between personnel of the two forces. The Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Amara I. Bangura, re-echoed the IGP's sentiments, noting that national security could not be sustained without close coordination between the police and the military. He said collaboration was vital for peace and stability. The CDS highlighted successful joint initiatives such as the provision of motorbikes to boost patrols at border crossing point, emphasizing the public's growing confidence in the security sector, particularly when both institutions present a united front. Lieutenant General Bangura called on military commanders to replicate this partnership at the regional level with their police counterparts. Now, still with the Sierra Leone Police, with support from UNICEF, 40 police officers of the Family Support Unit (FSU) from Western area have begun a 5-day training exercise at the Police Training Academy in Hastings. The training focuses on enhancing investigative skills in handling sexual and gender-based violence cases, as Aminata Fofana reports.
The officers, drawn from various FSUs in the Western area, are being equipped with advanced communication techniques for interviewing both perpetrators and victims of SGBV. The training also provides guidance on proper referral processes for survivors. Assistant Inspector General of Police Andrew Kamara, Director of Training at the Sierra Leone Police, stated that this capacity building initiative aligns with the force's strategic goal of transitioning from a traditional force to a public service-oriented institution, adding there was a growing expectation from the public and people will only report SGBV cases if they have confidence in the police, a reason the training is both timely and essential.
Investigation of SGBV matters, child protection. We will also talk about the acts, because the act is very, very important, because it is those acts that will guide them as to what to do. We will also discuss a host of other issues having to do with SGBV.
Head of the Family Support Unit, Superintendent Mohamed Mansaye, stressed the importance of effective communication, particularly when interviewing child victims. He noted that using the right questioning techniques can encourage victims to speak openly and confidently. He also highlighted key components of the training, including the stages of investigation, referral pathways, the case management handbook, and relevant laws on SGBV.
Have the required skills to conduct interview. And also, you must be abreast with the communication skills in dealing with survivors of sexual and gender-based violence, and how you should embark on referral pathway, and then also juvenile delinquency as a whole. So this is something like the gateway of FSU training. If you want to be an investigator in dealing with sexual and gender-based violence, you must have undergone this type of training.
The UNICEF-supported training is also taking place in Bo, with plans to roll it out to other parts of the country in the near future. SLBC News, Aminata Fufana.
You're still watching news from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. In Freetown, we continue with more stories. Now, the National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, has commenced the distribution of tricycles across 6 districts in Sierra Leone under the Green Public Works component of the Productive Social Safety Net and Youth Employment PSS-NYE project. The tricycles are expected to support sanitation efforts and improve public health outcomes in these communities. Esther Nekama reports.
On behalf of His Excellency, the President, Dr. Julius Madabio, we appoint me as Commissioner at NACSA, and with the NACSA staff, the board, the chairman and board, we want to hand over these keys.
The distribution exercise brought together key stakeholders, including mayors of different beneficiary districts, parliamentarians, government officials, and NACSA staff to distribute tricycles to 6 districts across the country. The initiative was part of the National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, Green Public Works, a subcomponent of the Productive Social Safety Net and Youth Empowerment PSS-NYE project. The first phase of the distribution took place in Port Loko, covering the district of Port Loko, Makeni, and Kono, and similar distribution was held in Bo, with Bond and Kenema districts. Mayors of the beneficiary districts expressed gratitude for the support. They described the distribution as timely, noting that the Green Public Works initiative has significantly aided sanitation management in their communities. Some mayors reported a visible reduction in malaria cases, attributing the improvement to enhanced waste collection and environmental hygiene.
It is crystal clear that this Green Public Works does not only clean the cities, but brings peace, unity, and love amongst us. If we have similar programs like this, it will foster unity among politicians, and people will know their roles and responsibilities.
This to bring unity in this country, these people know exactly why the Colonials are waiting for being responsibility.
Today, we mayors in this country, we are so proud.
All NACSA team present here, we want to appreciate you. You have done very well for cities within the country. Today, mayors in the country are proud because you have made us relevant.
As we pass, so there are people behind us now they don't for the second phase.
The Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs, Tambalamina, lauded the initiative, emphasizing President Julius Madabio's commitment to eliminating factors that fuel poverty in the country. He said the intervention aligns with the government's broader agenda to create cleaner, healthier, and more resilient communities. Commissioner NACSA, Ambassador Anes Domaina, said the positive feedback from various mayors was evidence that the Green Public Works is achieving its intended purpose, noting that plans are underway to expand the project further to reach more districts and deepen its benefits.
We want to make sure that our cities are clean. We want to make sure that the climate troubles that we're having all over the world, we want to make sure that we mitigate that in our own cities. That's the reason under this component we'll be having trees to be planted. We want to encourage not just the mayors, but the people, the beneficiaries who are using the tricycles, who are part of this project. Let's put our hearts together. Let's put our energies together and making sure that we use these assets strategically and judiciously.
The tricycle distribution forms part of efforts to promote youth empowerment, environmental sustainability, and public health through community-driven development. For SLBC News, Esther Nene Kamara reporting.
In another development, Sierra Leone has been granted access to directly export its fisheries and wild aquatic products into the Chinese market. This was brought to the fore during an inauguration for the exports of wild aquatic products from Sierra Leone to China at the Benjamin Hotel in Freetown. Emmanuel Samoa tells us more.
In December 2024, China granted zero-tariff export to its market for fishing products for about 34 African nations, of which Sierra Leone was among. Before now, fishing products from Sierra Leone were not directly exported to China, but through intermediaries, thereby undermining profit-making in the sector. The access that has been granted by China was also through Sierra Leone's acquisition of the International Fish Export Certificate from China. The Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, Princess Duba, said the access that has been given to Sierra Leone means that there will be direct export of fish and fishing products from Sierra Leone to China, creating direct contact for fish business operators in the country and the vast Chinese business market bypassing intermediaries.
Our fishing companies and businesses in the fishing industries in Sierra Leone therefore have many opportunities, including a zero-tariff advantage to export of seafood to China. This will increase the profitability of your companies and increase export revenues for Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone will benefit from the expatriation of 30% of the proceeds from every export of fish and fishery products to China by fishing companies.
For the president of the Sierra Leone Industrial Fishing Association, Basim Mohammed, the access that has been granted by China for direct export of fisheries products from Sierra Leone into the Chinese market, it's something that they have been yearning for over 2 decades. Basim Mohammed said this move has now empowered them to have control over their prices and get better prices for their products.
For the first time in the history of this country to be allowed to export directly from Sierra Leone to China. This has given the industry access to one of the biggest markets in the world, which will allow us to get better prices for our products. And this will encourage more direct foreign investment into the sector.
The president of the Chinese Fishing Association said the access that has been granted will give an opportunity to their Sierra Leonean counterpart to showcase their local premium seafood into the Chinese market, whereas the Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone, Wang King, said the export access for Sierra Leonean fisheries products into the Chinese market was to further deepen and strengthen the bilateral relationship between both nations.
I would like to use 3 key words to express my thoughts. The first is cooperation. Cooperation based on mutual benefit and common prosperity. Sierra Leone is rich in fishery resources.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte, said the current achievement is a product of bilateral protocol, adding that managing fisheries products for the benefit of citizens required a different type of policy approach that goes beyond the conventional boundaries of the sector.
This particular certification is not only going to allow direct export to China, but also unlocking new opportunities for direct trade and reducing previous dependency on indirect tools. Export access to the China market is a gateway to broader international trade.
Whilst rendering commendation for the feat, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament called on all stakeholders to join the bandwagon in ensuring that the country and its citizens benefit from the nation's wild aquatic resources. Emmanuel Samoa, SLBC.
Now, in a bid to enhance women's participation in governance and promote gender equality, St. George Foundation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, has conducted a one-day training session for community women at Jebex Hall, Tombo. The training focused on the 3 Gender Act and the 30% quota outlined in the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act of 2022. Esther Nenekema reports.
Held under the theme Engage Community Women on the 3 Gender Act and the 30% quota on the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act, the training aimed to raise awareness among grassroots women about their rights and the legal frameworks that support their inclusion in national development. Participants were taken through the core provisions of the Jury Act of 2022, with a particular emphasis on the 30% minimum quota for women's representation in public life, including leadership roles in politics, governance, and the workforce. Assistant Director in the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, Fode Mohamed Sisse, said the training was part of the government's ongoing efforts to empower women at community level to understand and claim their rights under the law.
Making sure that people understand when you talk about gender budgeting, how to mainstream gender, how people to ensure that they think and plan gender in whatever they do. So basically, in summary, all right, this was what I presented in my presentation of the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act, because it's very important for our women folks to understand what are those key provisions that are in the Act. So,
Programs Manager, St. George Foundation, Aruna Mansaye, said community-level engagement was crucial in breaking cultural barriers and promoting gender equality.
By bringing these women together, that sounds great, because it's an eye-opener, I said, that it will give more knowledge to the women on their sense of responsibility and for them to come forward to compete. It's not like a huge competition with the men, but there is a 30% quota for women, and the women should occupy that 30% quota in their structures within the communities.
Participants expressed appreciation for the knowledge gained, promising to cascade the information to other women in their communities. Organizers said similar trainings will continue across different parts in the country to build a critical mass of empowering women ready to advocate for and claim their rightful place in society.
The Ministry of Social Welfare has launched the Enabling Economic Independence for Especially Able Persons in Sierra Leone project, a landmark initiative aimed at empowering persons with visibility through inclusive economic opportunities. Moses Conte tells us more.
Funded under the Commonwealth window of Indian United Nations Development Partnership Fund, the 3-year project seeks to enhance the quality of life of persons with disability by improving access to rehabilitation services, vocational training, and social inclusion measures. According to the Minister of Social Welfare, Melrose Cummington, over the years, persons with disability have been faced with persistent barriers, such as non-inclusion in governance, access to basic amenities, among others. Madam Cummington stated that her ministry will remain steadfast and committed to advancing the rights, dignity, and inclusion of persons with disability.
Disability is a vulnerability that is quite challenging, and we acknowledge that, and that is why in the ministry and the government we are making sure that inclusivity is at the heart of the development aspirations of this government. And His Excellency the President has said that. That's why the free quality education is even a spotlight on that.
Commissioner, National Commission for Persons with Disability, Brahma Sharif, called for the recognition of persons with disability, especially women in nation building, adding that economic improvement and inclusion should not be a privilege, but their right.
In the context of enabling economic empowerment for specially able persons in Sierra Leone, empowerment must take on a transformative role. It involves breaking down structural barriers that have long marginalized persons with disability and replacing them with pathways that builds confidence, competence, and leadership. It's about ensuring that the disabled persons are not merely beneficiaries of support, but agents of change, entrepreneurs, policy influencers, and community leaders.
Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Alpha Sisse, said inclusion was not a gesture, adding that he is particularly drawn to the legal and constitutional implication of the initiative, highlighting it with global and regional best practice. He said the ministry is working closely with the Legal Aid Board to provide legal support and raise public awareness to combat stereotypes affecting persons with disability.
On the rights of persons with disabilities,
signaling our formal commitment to safeguarding and promoting the rights of every special abled citizen in this country. The Ministry of Justice is committed to working with stakeholders to review laws, address barriers to justice, and ensure access to legal aid for persons with disabilities.
The launch of the Enabling Economic Independence for Especially Able Persons in Sierra Leone is aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, in particular Goal 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth, Goal 10, Reduce Inequalities, and Goal 3, Good Health and Well-being. Moses Conte, SLBC.
The judiciary of Sierra Leone has announced the death of Honorable Justice Dr. Abubakar Bine Kamara, a respected appeal court judge who passed on at the age of 54. He was appointed to the High Court in 2017 and had recently been elevated to the Court of Appeal in May 2025 following unanimous parliamentary approval. A legal scholar and educator, Justice Bine Kamara, served as the head of department and first dean of the Faculty of Law at Fuabe College, where he led transformative reforms to align legal education with human rights and democratic values. He was widely respected for his work in land property and environmental law, and also authored several influential legal publications, including papers on constitutionalism and ECOWAS governance frameworks. Until his death, he was pursuing a PhD in law, specializing in constitutionalism, political philosophy, and media law. Away from that, we find out the latest in the international scene. This is the international news, and I am Cecilia Alice Sisse. At least 12 people have been killed in Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon's eastern Bekaa Valley, a regional governor says. 7 Syrians, including a family of 5, and 3 Lebanese were killed when the Wadi Farah area was hit. The Israeli military said it had struck a number of military compounds belonging to the armed group Hezbollah, including training camps affiliated to its elite Radwan force. The IDF said in a separate English statement that it had killed the Radwan force's commanders in September 2024 when it launched an intense air campaign against Hezbollah and invaded southern Lebanon, and that since then the unit had been operating to re-establish its capabilities. The IDF asserted that Hezbollah's storage of weapons and military activities in the Bekaa Valley constituted a blatant violation of the understanding between Israel and Lebanon and constitutes a future threat to the state of Israel. Torrential rains in the New York and New Jersey on Monday night brought flash flooding that killed 2 people and led New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy to declare a state of emergency. Officials had to perform rescues after flooding left drivers stranded as their vehicles rose in the waters. In Plainfield, New Jersey, 2 people died when a car was swept away by flood waters as the storm hit, Governor Murphy said on Tuesday. As of Tuesday morning, several main roads in New Jersey were closed because of the floods, while both New York City and New Jersey experienced subway delays. New York City saw its second ever highest hourly rainfall in over 80 years, 2 minutes of rainfall in just 30 minutes. The flooding hit parts of Virginia as well, with 2 cities, Colonial Heights and Petersburg, at risk of catastrophic damage from flood, according to the NWS. The rain comes 2 weeks after extreme flash floods killed over 130 people in south-central Texas, with many people still declared missing. Thousands of Afghans have moved to the UK under a secret scheme which was set up after a British official adversely leaked their data. It can be revealed. In February 2022, the personal details of nearly 19,000 people who had been applied to move to the UK after the Taliban seized power in Afghanistan were leaked. The previous government learned of the breach in August 2023 when some of the details appeared on Facebook. A new resettlement scheme for those on the leaked list was set up by 9 months later and has seen 4,500 Afghans arrive in the UK so far, but the existence of the leak and relocations were kept secret after the government obtained a super injunction stopping it from becoming public. The leaked list contained the names, contact details, and some family information of people potentially at risk of harm from the Taliban. Speaking in the House of Commons, Defense Secretary John Healey offered a sincere apology to those whose details had been included in the leaked, which came to light when some appeared on Facebook. And finally, on the international news, former president of Nigeria has been buried on the grounds of his house in the northern state of Katsina on Tuesday in a high-profile ceremony with several African heads of state in attendance. Buhari died in a London hospital on Sunday at age 82. The remains of the former president left London at 6 a.m. on Tuesday on Nigeria's presidential aircraft accompanied by Vice President Kashim Shettima. President Tinubu declared Tuesday a public holiday in Nigeria and followed by a 7-day national mourning period in honor of his predecessor, where flags will be held at half-staff. Tinubu said that the government will accord President Buhari full state honors benefiting his towering contributions to his country. Muhammad Buhari served first as the military leader of Nigeria from January 1984 to August 1985, and later as a democratically elected president from 2015 to 2023. Well, that's the end of the international news on SLBC. Thanks for watching. I am Cecilia Alice to say goodbye. From there, let's go over to our entertainment desk.
Hello and welcome to the exciting entertainment news with me, Abdul Mansari. In this edition of entertainment news, Donovan Mitchell and Coco Jones announces engagements, and Pop wins Nigerian Idol Season 10. And now, Courtney Michelle Ann, popularly known as Coco Jones, that had a breakthrough role as Roxy in the 2012 musical television film Let It Shine. Has officially been off the market by announcing her engagement with the American professional basketball player for the Cleveland Cavaliers of the National Basketball Association, NBA, nicknamed Speeder. Coco Jones took it to her Instagram page by posting romantic photo of them with a diamond engagement ring on her finger. The lovers, who have been dating for over 2 years, kept their relationship in private. However, fans had long speculated their romance. Congratulatory messages from fans, celebrities, and athletes were shared to express their excitement over their upcoming wedding. Wow! Amazing! Congratulations to you, Coco Jones, and we can't wait for the wedding. And finally, the Nigerian singer, actress, and performer Anu Angosa Fadoju, known as Pop, has emerged as the winner of the Nigerian Idol Season 10. Pop emerged victorious in the highly anticipated grand final, beating Remu in a nail-beating musical showdown. Pop took home 30 million naira, a brand new SUV, a recording contract, and more. She expressed her gratitude and promised fans more great music ahead.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you
you so much for everything. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the votes. Thank you for staying up late at night.
Wow. Congratulations to you, Pope. We wish you many more success. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Entertainment News. And I've been your presenter, Abdul Mansari. Bye-bye.
Many thanks to our entertainment desk for that update. Let's now find out the latest in sports.
Let the beauty of what you love be what you do. With that, I want to welcome you to the sporting update that brings you the very best in sports. My name is Abdul Kabir. Now, the Sports Writers Association of Sierra Leone, SWASAL, has slammed a media blackout on the Premier League board in Sierra Leone. Here is the update. The Sports Writers Association of Sierra Leone has announced an indefinite media blackout on the Sierra Leone Premier League board, effective immediately. This drastic action comes in strong condemnation of the Premier League board's alleged inaction and lack of interest in addressing a violent attack on sports journalist Al-Hussein Remy Wilson, Northern Region Chairman of SWASAL. The incident in question occurred on March 30, 2025, when Wilson was reportedly attacked by an unruly Usum Star supporter while conducting post-match interviews at the Usum field in Makeni. An affiliate body to the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, large AIPS, states that despite official reports and repeated engagement with the Premier League board, the incident has been met with indifference and a lack of seriousness. The association asserts that the board's inaction has led to many issues. The immediate release is demanding a thorough investigation into the attack on Wilson and a guarantee of safety for sports journalists covering Premier League matches. The Premier League board must take responsibility for ensuring the safety and security of journalists and implement adequate action to prevent further incidents. In the international scene, Kigali is getting ready for the UCI World Championship. And in fact, sportsmen and women in that country are getting themselves ready for various sporting competitions. The Kigali track is an ideal environment where sportsmen and women are honing their skills to meet international competitions. And this venue is truly a one-stop center for sportsmen and women in Kigali to exceed their aspirations in sport. And that ends your updates. Thank you so much for your time.
Alright, many thanks to Abdul Kabir for that sports update, and that's how we wrap up this edition of the news on SLBC. Now to end the news, your top stories again. The President of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, Dr. George Agyekum Donker, has met with the ECOWAS Chairman, President Julius Maada Bio at State House. The talks focused on key regional issues on economic growth, food security, education, and trade. Civil society movement against tuberculosis has led a campaign on pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. And the judiciary of Sierra Leone has announced the death of Honorable Justice Dr. Abubakar Bine Kamara, a respected appeal court judge who passed on at the age of 54. He was appointed to the High Court in 2017 and had recently been elevated to the Court of Appeal in May 2025 following a unanimous parliamentary approval. Well, that's the end of this edition of News Hour from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. Thanks for watching, and do continue to stay tuned to your public broadcaster, the SLBC. More stories will pop up in our 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. editions of News Hour. And coming up next is Good Morning Sierra Leone. I am Cecilia Ali Sise. Goodbye.
We are the national broadcaster, and I am Sulaiman Baba Toure, a reporter and presenter at the SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
From the commercial department, I am Regina Bangura. You are watching SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
I am Jonathan Turner, a reporter for Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC. As a reporter, I do stories on education, health, politics, and more. Stay glued with SLBC to watch my stories. Your voice, my voice.
Lucian Ganda, producer Wayus, and producer and presenter Christian Renditions on TV. This is the SLBC.
I am William Wise, presenter Wayus and also reporter at the SLBC, and this is the SLBC.
I am Salma Tabak, television executive producer. I produce programs on both radio and television. I'm a news anchor, a presenter, an announcer on radio. I enjoy what I do because I serve a public service broadcaster. It's a pleasure to work with the SLBC.
I am Tilly Koma, Head of News and Current Affairs Unit, Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Our news hour now covers several segments. We have entertainment, business, weather, sports, ferry schedule, and human interest stories, not forgetting politics. We are doing all that to keep you people posted on what's happening all over the country. Thanks for being with us at SLBC. Keep blue. We are the best.
Discover Sierra Leone, a hidden gem of West Africa, where the rhythms of life dance in harmony with the beauty of nature.
Feel the heartbeat of our culture in every beat of the drum, in every step of the dance.
Experience the tranquility of our shores, where each sunrise brings new stories and endless possibilities.
Immerse yourself in the vibrant tapestry of our daily life, where every color tells a tale and every face a friend.
Come, be enchanted by the sights and sounds of Sierra Leone.
A place where your adventure awaits
and memories are made.
Discover Sierra Leone, a hidden gem of West Africa, where the rhythms of life dance in harmony with the beauty of nature.
Feel the heartbeat of our culture in every beat of the drum, in every step of the dance.
Experience the tranquility of our shores, where each sunrise brings new stories and endless possibilities.
Immerse yourself in the vibrant tapestry of our daily life, where every color tells a tale and every face a friend.
Come, be enchanted by the sights and sounds of Sierra Leone.
A place where your adventure awaits.
And memories are made.
Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation Television. This is Good Morning Sierra Leone, the program that always starts your day. I am Sheku Smile.
And my name is Francis Panat. It's a pleasant morning here at Broadcasting House. Hello and welcome to our program for today. And we start with the quote of the day, which is from Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci, and it says, "The greatest deception men suffer is from their own opinions." Is that true, Chuti?
Well, opinions are like, you know, what you think, what you observe, what how you go about, conversing, and it is something that is personal. It may or may not affect you, probably negatively or positively, as the case may be, but it has to do with what comes from an individual.
Sure. So in the program this morning, we shall be discussing the National Protected Area Authority as they and partners conclude assessment at Motome to combat encroachment into the Green Belt. By Mahmoud Bangura Foundation, will be launched to service humanity, community empowerment and sustainable development. And we shall be talking to a candidate for the PRO position in the Sierra Leone People's Party National Executive. These stories, including your messages, comments and views, which you can send to the number on your screen, or you find us on our Facebook page, SLBC TV Live. This is Good Morning Sierra Leone.
We're back, and the program you're still watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live from a broadcasting house near Englandville. In Freetown, well, as you may have heard in the news, the National Protected Area Authority, NPAA, is actively working to combat encroachment on protected areas, particularly in the Western Area Peninsula National Park and around the Takogama Sanctuary. This involves collaboration with various government ministries, conservation organizations, and local communities. Recently, the Police, Ministry of Lands, Housing and Country Planning, and the National Protected Area Authority demolished structures around the Takogama Sanctuary and concluded an assessment at Motome to combat encroachment and protect vital ecological and biodiversity hotspots. Thomas Faye Kamara is the Executive Director of the National Protected Area Authority, and he is one of our studio guests. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Sardinians.
Now, it seems as though you have been very busy over the past couple of weeks, in so far as ensuring that our environment is safe, now that we are in the rains. But let us start with, encroachment on protected areas, particularly, within this Freetown jurisdiction. I mean, the Western Area Peninsula Forest. What happened? What did you do?
Yes, I know the Western Area Peninsula is the eye of everybody that lives in Freetown. But the NPAA, as the National Protected Area Authority, like I always say, it was created by an Act of Parliament in 2012, amended in 2022, with a mandate to effectively manage the protected areas and the ecosystem services therein, and make sure our ecosystems are healthy. So in the Western Area Peninsula, the NPAA with partners, let me name them here: Ministry of Lands, Housing and Country Planning, ONS, of course, the police, AROSLAF, have been working together tirelessly. First, at Takugama, we are given the mandate that Takugama demolition is an executive order. Let us know that. Coming from the president himself, the fountain of honor, the president, retired Brigadier Jusman, who has got immense passion for the environment of Sierra Leone, and of course associated Bawa University. So having observed the level of encroachment, gave the orders that all those illegal structures that are within the park, those structures that pose threat to our biodiversity, specifically the pristine environment of the wildlife sanctuary where we have our chimps hosted, should be demolished.
Well, Mr. Kamara, let us talk about, how you approach issues when it comes to protecting our when it comes to dealing with protected areas. Now, I know when you see you taking more of that reactive posture instead of being proactive. Like, for example, the Western Area Peninsula Forest was declared a national park long time ago. But then why did you have to wait until people had encroached upon the land, building structures, erecting structures, and then you now come later to react? Why not be proactive? Because once you had been informed, or you now know that place was a national park, which means it has to be protected, you don't need to wait until encroachers have a field day and you come later.
Thank you very much, HOT. Is it HOT? Thank you very much. Don't forget, the pronouncement was made in November 2023 as the executive director. My objective had been to protect what has been destroyed, to restore what has been destroyed, to regain our wetlands around Freetown and our national park, which is the eye of every citizen.
So, Mr. Kamara, you are not trying to exonerate yourself.
No, I am not.
Now, what you are trying to say here is that you are not there.
No, yes.
When some of those things were happening,
the president said to me to go and fix. I am fixing. I have been fixing, and I will continue to fix until the battle is won. The battle is winnable.
Okay.
The battle to restore the protected area is winnable.
So, Mr. Kamara, you just said that you are doing what you've been asked by the president to do. Do you want to agree with me, even as we are seated here, there are structures going in areas that are not supposed to be erected?
For example,
agree with me?
If I take you around the peninsula, you will see structures we have demolished. You go to Biobari, structures have been demolished there.
So even these places you are naming, you still have people who have been exempted from some of these activities that that are being carried out.
Those people, don't forget, I am doing the job with Ministry of Lands. NPA does not give permits. NPA does not give building materials, like land documents. We are there to enforce. So recommendations come from Ministry of Lands. What we do is first identify. We do it in 4 phases. You identify those structures that are posing threat, those structures that are within the park that are illegal. 2, those structures. When we identify them, we do what we call engagement or notification to those who are occupying those structures. Notification, they evacuate and demolish. The military will then come in, NPA, to enforce. We demolish. But we are giving that.
But the allegation or the accusation is that you are cherry picking. You are cherry picking in demolishing some of these structures.
No.
Probably those with influence and affluence are exempted.
No, we don't do selective demolition. Like I said, we get directives from the Ministry of Lands. If you have a structure there and you think the structure is authentic, take a document to Ministry of Lands. So, if they are not authentic, we demolish.
So, Mr. Kamara, the question is, we should not be having authentic structures within the protected area. That is the question, and that is what we are asking. For every structure going up in that area is not legal.
we have not decided on protecting any specific structure or what. When as long as you are within the park, we enforce. As long as you are within the park, we will enforce.
So why is it that Sakama, why is it that yes, as long as you are within the park, your being there in the first place is not legal. Now, why do you have to exempt? Because now the fact has been established that these places are protected areas, yeah, and therefore there should be no structures there. I mean, except for those that probably will be makeshift structures that will be hosting or housing, your forest guards. But all of a sudden we see mighty structures, just going up. And when it comes to demolition, some structures are demolished and others are left.
I don't want to agree with you that structures are demolished, others are exempted. Like I said, when we are giving the directive by the Ministry of Lands, then we enforce.
Okay. So Mr. Kamal, let's look at other areas. Now, if you look at the Takogama Sanctuary, I think a month or so ago, we saw the press release coming from the executive director of Takogama saying that they were going to close that particular facility to the public because government is not doing much, or authorities were not doing much to protect the area, and that the area is at risk. So what led to that? Because if we are really passionate about these areas that we are talking about, such press releases should not be coming out from that kind of institution.
Yeah, well, I saw it, but for me, that one was a bit maybe unfortunate because, especially saying not much help or attention or support has been given. When I took over, like I said, Takogama had been my priority. Even when we are students doing conservation in this country, Takogama has always been our research site. So that has been with us. It has been our priority since we were students in this country. Even when I left for England, came back, Takogama has always been my. So I read conservation. So I see no reason why I should not prioritize.
But do you know that the man who is running that park, that sanctuary, is a little bit frustrated. Bala. In fact, he has threatened to close the place to the public. Yes, I know you have that, right? He's at present, as we speak, he's really frustrated.
That's an opinion. I will not. But let me tell you something.
Well, we are quoting him because he was there on our program. That's what we say.
Let me tell you something. He requested. Game guards have already been there. Our own support on our side is to give rangers to stay on the ground, to protect, move around, to make sure nothing happens in terms of encroachment. So initially, we gave rangers on the ground to provide that support. They are there, as I'm talking to you now. Later, he requested for additional rangers, which I provided. So that one, he commended me for that this executive director has been very proactive. So that support has been there. But what perhaps might have prompted, because let us say every rainy season, temporary closure of the sanctuary has always been the case. Every rainy season. But this one coincided with his own frustration, as you have put it. But I know on MPA side, we have given enough support, and even as we are talking, the rangers are there.
So what happened to the demolition you started? There's a structure that you started demolishing, but then you stopped. It's still there. What happened to that?
Right. I will tell you that the machines that are given to the military, especially the one we have there, is too small to break. There is one foundation that's heavily laden with concrete. That one is too hard for that machine. Okay. And everybody aware that that's so. This other structure, hold on. Okay. This other structure that is down, equally so, is too hard for the machine. Even yesterday I raised that concern, and we are going to get some other 20 tons.
It is that,
we have chopped right around the building, all the fence. That tells you we have the intention.
Okay, now, Mr. Kamala, there is a conspiracy theory but you might have got some orders from above. That's why you stopped, the demolition of that particular structure.
No, to my knowledge, I don't think anybody had ever called me to say, leave it or don't leave it. I may go ahead. I don't think.
All right.
My mandate there is to demolish.
Thank you very much. Well, he is Thomas Fayakama, and he is Executive Director of NPAA. Continue to stay with us in the program. We will now go to another issue. The Bai Mahmood Bangra Foundation, BMB, will be launched at the Bintu Mani Conference Hall next week. This event marks a new beginning for community empowerment, humanitarian service, and sustainable development. Well, to tell us more about this foundation and who Bai Mahmood Bangra is, we have in the studios Abu Bakar, who is Programs Manager of the BMB Foundation. Good morning, welcome to SLBC.
Good morning, SLBC. Good morning, Sierra Leone.
So who is Bai Mahmood and why this foundation?
Bai Mahmood is a well-known politician in Sierra Leone and is somebody that is very much more selfless to empower communities and transform life. Of course, the Bai Mahmood Foundation came into existence as a result of certain circumstances. And this is a foundation that is established by young people who believe in the vision and transformation of Honorable Bai Mahmood. Of course, there are certain times as an individual you engage in selfless activities which will tag as humanitarian activities, and probably you might be thinking that they are just basic, and you'd have individuals who are developmentally oriented that will be admiring you secretly, you might not know. And this is how we as young people decided to come together and establish this foundation and name it after him. Of course, the Bai Mahmood is an individual that has passed through hard work stages and onto the rise of national prominence. Of course, these stages include: he started as a farmer while schooling, rolled out to a boat clerk, to a shop boy, to a salesman, and of course to a teacher, a graduate, and now to a national politician who is well known in the sub-Sahara of Africa. And
okay, so you spoke about circumstances leading to the formation of this particular.
That is where I'm going.
So let's go.
That is where I'm going. And so, because he has passed through these hard work stages, that is why when he attracted opportunities, he ensured that he empower young people through academic strides by paying fees and as well creating scholarship facilities, and as well for women as well. He created series of traveling opportunities for them to do international businesses. And of course, if we could recall, sometime back in 2023, he had an allegation of treason. And even when he was in confinement, he was still responding to these selfless humanitarian activities. And as well, immediately when he was acquitted and discharged, he engaged, he championed 3 key projects.
But then now, Mr. Bakar, this particular launch of this, philanthropic kind of thing that he wants or intends to back on is coming at a time when his name is ringing in some quarters that he intends, going in for the flag of the APC. It is just like a kind of, an addition to his credential for what he intends vying for.
Well, that is an opinion which I will recognize. However, I just want to.
No, it is true. It is true that he's aiming at the flag of the APC.
Like I'm saying, it is an opinion. He himself.
Is that an opinion? Are you sure?
It is an opinion. I'm here to represent the foundation, the launch of the foundation. If at all Bai Mahmood, as an individual, nurtured the dream, he will come and say it out. But my position here is to ensure that I talk on the launch of the foundation, which is very much more essential and will be very much more.
Would that be part of the packaging? Would that be part of the packaging?
Ahead of the national conference of the APC.
Bai Mahmood as an individual is a developmentally oriented person. However, in as much as he is a politician as well, he has a life outside politics. So he's somebody that believes in empowering community and transform life.
Why now? Because Bai Mahmood has been in the public life for a very long time. Why now?
So like I said, first of all, he is not launching the foundation. We are launching the foundation as
so
young
the question
people.
is for you guys that are launching it.
Okay.
Why now? Is it a way of campaign for him ahead of the National Delegate Conference of the APC?
First of all, time is always right when you deem it feel that it is right to do the right thing. You understand? This is something that is developmental. Of course, we have been looking at his activities and we came to realize that only those who can access him will benefit some of this, and we want to see a situation where you can use this organization as a platform to translate those developmental activities he has been undertaking.
Now, you know, it is part of you know, the because in as much as yes, Mr. Waka, you're saying you don't know, but what you're doing right now is to just launch this organization on behalf of Bai Mahmood. But initially, you know, at the start of this interview, you did say that Bai Mahmood is a politician.
Correct.
A renowned politician.
Correct.
Which all of us know, you know. And then he's been in governance and at party level, he's a very senior executive member and organizing secretary. And now, you know, probably let us for now consider it to be rumor, but it is very likely that he is going to declare very soon for the flag of the APC. Now,
it is even possible that they are using that launching.
Yes. And now you are saying, okay, yes, on behalf of the BMB. But the thing is, now, by Mahmoud, let us consider him to be a product. And every product, especially at the introduction stage, needs what, you know, as marketers, marketing in a way. I mean, marketing your brand. Package. So it is part of the packaging. You know, let us be sincere. Let us be honest.
So in the first place, let me distinguish between the foundation and that of Honorable Bai Mahmood. I am not here to discuss Honorable Bai Mahmood, but neither the foundation. Okay, I am here to discuss on the launching of the foundation. However, since this conversation has come before, let me use this opportunity to make things known that yes, Honorable Bai Mahmood is a politician, and every politician should be optimistic to go more higher. And in that, I am not here to speak on behalf of him. He can come and speak for himself. And looking at the issues that you bring before, they are quite real. And for me, I take them as an open. Probably Sierra Leoneans and even you seated there might be saying that it is because of the way how the wave is going. And looking at his caliber of person, people are yearning that, let him go for it. And if that is the case, I want to join them to call him, if he is listening, that he should go in for it, because Sierra Leoneans are yearning for him. Because he's somebody that is very much more developmentally oriented.
So primarily
let me just learn.
Okay.
However, in as much as that is not why I'm here to discuss exclusively on the launching of the foundation and what entails, what are the preparations that we've done. So I am not here to expose whether if he has nurtured an intention to vying for flag bearer or not, but I know him to be the substantive national organizing sector.
But what if, let's say for example now, although yes, you don't want to come out clear to say yes, that is what the man intends doing, but then what if he declares, you know, will you be one of his campaign managers?
Well, in the first place,
no, let's say what if. This is what if. You know, I'm not saying he's probably well intentions. Yes, in politics you have to nurture first.
Of course,
after nurturing, now you declare. What I'm saying, what if he declares?
Of course.
Will you be in the forefront in campaigning for
I will be gladly supporting the idea, just like how many Sierra Leoneans are now yearning for him to go in. So, somebody that is developmentally oriented and looking at a young person that has the country at heart, irrespective of wherever you belong, whether you are Mendy, whether you are Timini, whether you are Limba or you are black, able or disabled.
And primarily, tell us, what would be the main focus or objectives of this foundation? I mean, the BMB Foundation.
So the foundation, in the first place, work in line with our vision, which is transforming lives and empowering communities. So I was about telling you that immediately when he was acquitted and discharged, he championed 3 key projects, which are 1, Light Cambia, and wherein we say he provides solar lighting system in the entire Cambia district. And also, when you take a look, there is a community around Obama Regent where he supported about 150 school-going pupils, with finance kits of 700,000 only used to their parents to buy school materials. And as well, he donated health care equipment amount to $20,000. And so as young people, these are all things that we look at, it shouldn't be just Cambia. So we deem it that we want to use this platform to translate the Light Cambia project to Light Sierra Leone.
Okay.
And as well, the supporting system that he gave to the 150 pupils should be a Sierra Leone thing, so that even if you cannot get access to it, the organization will reach you.
All right, thank you very much, Abubakar, Programs Manager of the by Mahmoud Bangra Foundation. This is Good Morning Sierra Leone. Continue to stay with us, we'll definitely come back to you. For now, we'll go for a short break, and Good Morning Sierra Leone continues right after the break.
As a mother of the house, whenever I want to prepare palm soup, there's no need pounding palm fruit. All I need is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. My soup is done, and its preparation, it is not difficult at all. Nkulenu palm soup base, it's easily done with no difficulties. Just take few ladles and your soup is done. And its flavor, it's amazing. This is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. And this is Nkulenu's Ghana's original spiced palm soup base. Iron fruit and turkey berries are naturally added.
Also available Brown Gold natural cocoa powder, Sunny Gold brown sugar, meat fufu flour, shito, pisa, and moringa. All available at Nyami Ado Enterprise, 1 Lower Waterloo Street, Freetown.
Nkulenu palm soup base.
Ghanaian original taste.
We are back, and the program you're still watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation television and through our social media handles. Now, it is imperative that we keep watching our health, because without good health, you cannot be active, you cannot be progressive. So, which is why in every edition of this program, Good Morning Sierra Leone, we'll try to bring you some health tips. And in today's health tips, we take a look at exercise to support your brain health. Exercise is one of the most effective ways to support your brain health. In this video, we learn physical activity boosts mood, memory, and cognitive, and how it can help prevent a slow cognitive decline. Whether you are just getting started or already active, it's never too early or too late to make movements a part of your routine. Let us have a look.
Exercise helps us to maintain regular blood pressure, regular blood sugar. Exercise keeps our hearts and our blood vessels healthier, and all of these things are good for the brain. But exercise also appears to have direct impacts in increasing hormones that are important for nerve cell health, also in increasing activity of neurotransmitters, that are important for well-being, for cognition, sleep, and other body functions. Exercise has been demonstrated to reduce the risk of developing cognitive trouble. Exercise in people who have the earliest signs of cognitive trouble, which we call mild cognitive impairment. Exercise reduces the likelihood and the rate of progression to later stages of cognitive dysfunction. When we exercise, there is an immediate effect on neurotransmitters in our brain, and our brain does signal that it's loving this. Another purpose is that when we get these flows of neurotransmitters, it increases the likelihood that whatever activity we're engaged in, that we will engage in the future, right? If you liked it, if it felt good. So there's a reward component to it, and actually lowers the threshold for you engaging in that activity. For those who are struggling to get an exercise program going, recognize that the more that you're able to even get some component of that going, the easier it will be over time. We're talking about an average of 150 minutes per week. So, 30 minutes 5 times per week, or 1 hour 3 times per week. And it's a level of exercise that's moderate. So brisk walk, slow jog, a bike ride, a hike. If you want to do a more intense level of exercise, of course, there's no negative to that. And in fact, it might require even less time, maybe more like 120 minutes per week of intense exercise. So even if one is worried about their brain, or if you have a demonstrated brain problem already, exercise can help. It's never too early and it's never too late to apply exercise and the other pillars of brain health.
We're back. Well, I hope you saw what happened, and you are supposed to do the needful to ensure that you keep yourselves healthy, because it is really good for us to know what happens to us, so that we take all the measures to keep our health in a very good condition. Now, the program you're still watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone. Well, still on, as all of us know, the political climate in this country is charging ahead of delegates, conferences, and also the 2028 presidential and general elections. Well, as SLPP prepares for its national delegates elective conference, many members of the party are vying for different executive positions within. Well, in the studios this morning we have erstwhile civil society activist Moses Mambu, who is vying for the National Public Relations Officer of the party, along key names like Imran Sila and others. Well, Mr. Mambu is for us in the studios. Good morning, Moses, and welcome to the program.
Good morning. And good morning, viewers.
Now, the seat of the National Publicity Affairs of the SLPP is vacant, and the names are coming up, and you have declared your intention to occupy that very important seat, being the mouthpiece of your party, the SLPP. Now tell us in the first place, Mr. Mambu, why do you think you are the most eligible person to occupy that enviable position within the party, which is the spokesperson for the party?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here this morning. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, fellow SLPP members and delegates, my name is Sierra Mambu for short. SLPP have an opportunity to have a combination of both late Honorable Musa Tambasam and that of the Right Honorable Lahai Lawrence Lima. So when you put those two names together and you put equals, then you meet CSO Mambu. So this is the first time that our party, the SLPP political party, have the opportunity to have a true political communicator. because where we are heading, which is 2028, it's going to be a difficult battle. We need people to occupy that office who have been battle tested before. For me, the APC knows me very well. They know I am their political Gina Musa when it comes to articulating issues that have to do with the party. But most especially, what made me different from all the other candidates that are vying for this particular office of articulating the issues, aspirations of the party, is the new ideas I'm about to put forward on how I'm going to make the office of the National Publicity Secretary sexy, funky, attractive, especially to young people. If you go around the country, you'll notice that the spirit of the SLPP party supporters have been down for quite some time. So I'm bringing in new experiences, new trend to make sure I energize the base. How am I going to do that? I'm going to bring in innovative ideas to make sure communicating to party supporters look very sexy, look very attractive by improving on our social media outreach. I am going to revitalize our Twitter, which is called now X account, for the SLPP itself. I am going to create the biggest social media platform through Facebook with a reach of about 20,000 SLPP supporters across the world. I'm going to create a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel. And we are going to make those channels attractive, because political parties, operations and functions without the involvement of the new media today is a problem. So exclusively, I am vying to make sure I wake up the base. So my plan is on a weekly basis, we will bring together experience.
So Mr. Mambu, are you suggesting that the office of the national PRO of the party has been dormant?
That's not what I'm suggesting. My predecessors before me have done their part. Politics is a trend and it keeps changing. You have to meet the new realities of communication. What I've been lacking a little bit is political communication. How can we transform messaging to suit certain sets of audience within our political party, and how can it stick? For example, there's a saying that you all know, that SLPP government, they do a lot of good things in this country, but they don't know how to communicate it for people to understand and for it to stick. So the role I'm going to play is to make sure I diversify what political communication truly means to the party and what political communication should look like, by making sure I have different facets of communication committees within the SLPP architecture, from national level, regional level, district level, chiefdom level, constituency level, zonal level, so that communication can flow. For example, the APC have a brainwashed mentality. If a leader within the APC party wakes up in the morning and lifts up their hands, the least man in Kobola or Bonkelenke will know that a leader in the APC have lifted up their hands. Why? Because they have the mechanisms to make sure they pass political message and those messages will stick to their supporters. So those are the new trend I'm bringing in, so that the young people of this party, the leaders of this party, the delegates of this party can be energized again, so that we can put up the armor to fight tooth and nail to keep APC in opposition come 2028.
Mr. Mambu, you have been a civil society activist. What are some of the tangibles do you think you have before now that you think you can replicate to the SLPP?
The experience to know my audience. I have traversed this country, the length and breadth of this country. There's no chiefdom in Sierra Leone that I have not visited. I have listened to people. My engagement with communities, the ordinary man, is top notch. I'm not someone who sits in the office to write.
So Mr. Mambu, my question is, you have been an activist, and you must bring out tangibles that this is what, or these are some of the things I've achieved as an activist, and because of that achievement, I want to move now to politics, and I also bring this achievement into being a politician.
Those are the tangibles I'm bringing to you.
Going to communities?
No, one of the tangible is my relationship with the people. That is an effective tangible. my relationship with community people, my relationship with party members across the country over the years have been top-notch. That is one. In my wall of activism, everybody know who CSO Mambu is in terms of challenging government to improve conditions of service for people. That is tangible. I played a very key role in the establishment and implementation of a free quality education by making sure we put out things that has to do with, for example, payment of subsidy, teacher training, changing of curriculum to meet the new trend of technology. For example, I have been a very fervent advocate for issues surrounding women, the issues surrounding FGM, family planning, women's inclusion in politics. These are tangibles that people will point to that CSO Mambu have been a cut across person, across communities. Now, when you take all those experiences and put it on the table, you will realize that CSO Mambu serving as a national publicity secretary, because serving as a publicity secretary does not only lies with coming to the radio or TV to speak. Of course, that this is where we sleep. You know some of our faces in SLBC, day in, day out, year in, year out. So, but there is more to political publicity relations activities than just coming to the TV. You need to have a clear understanding of your audience, the people, which I have more than any other candidate running for this position.
All right, Mr.
Because I have been working in communities and I have been working with people.
Mr. Mambu, you are running against a very strong opponent, and you are aware Imran Sila is running for the same office. Do you think you are strong enough to be able to defeat Imran?
That is the beauty.
And what do you have that he does not have?
That is the beauty of SLPP. What I have now that he does not have, I'm willing to work for the party and not the government.
Is he not willing to work for the party?
No, he's working for government. So now, ahead of 2028, one of the mistakes the SLPP will not afford to make is to make sure people serving the government are also serving the party. That will be division of loyalty. The party needs to function for the party people to be able to mobilize. Yes, the party's objective is to win political power and maintain those political power. But there's a difference between the party and the government. Now, what we want to do, I'm coming into the publicity office purely to sit at the Wallace Johnson party office and function for the party and its members.
So in other words, even if your party comes to power, if you win, if you become the PRO of the SLPP, we will not see you being appointed into any office. Is that what you're telling us?
Appointment into government office is the prerogative of the president. It's not me.
But that now what you're saying is exactly what I'm asking you, because you are saying the mistake they did was to take party people, was to take those who are loyal to the party or who are in executive members to appointed them to run into government. That is what you're saying.
So let me be clear.
Okay.
I am not saying the mistake they made. I am saying when you work for government and you're also occupying a party position, that divides your loyalty.
So that's a mistake.
That divides your loyalty. I will not call it mistake because the thing is the party have not been able to devise ways to raise resources for the party and to support the party stakeholders working for the party. Because for you to have a functional, effective and result-oriented political party. For example, you cannot be working for SLBC, working for AYV at the same time. That also is exhausting. You cannot be working for government and working for the party at the same time. It is exhausting. And 2028, there's already a notion, a propaganda that's being pushed out by the APC political party. That is, power is 10 years.
Mr. Mambu, let's focus on your candidacy and forget about the APC. You've not even been elected into the national office. So therefore, let's talk about you being a strong candidate. I still hold this view that you have been in the activism world. You have been a civil society activist, and now people begin to say some of these civil society activists, they all have their hidden agenda. You have been there advocating for certain amenities or other basic things in the country, but now this same Moses Mambu, who have been there to advocate or pushing certain ideas against the other parties or other things in the country, is now coming to run under the SLPP.
Of course.
They will always say you had a hidden agenda. Is that true?
There's nothing hidden about agenda. In your life, you have a plan. You go to school from primary, secondary, university, and have a job.
So why don't you think you should continue to be an activist?
No, that is the decision at this particular point of my life. I have dedicated 2 decades of my life in serving as a CSO. At this particular point in time, a man that is born with no plan have no future. So my life have been planned since I was born. So today in my life, this is the particular moment in time I think the people of SLPP need a voice like mine. The people of SLPP need a firebrand like mine. Somebody who is willing, who have been battle tested, to place in that position to make sure we continue to move the party forward now, for the betterment of the country.
Okay, now, Mr. Mambu, let us talk about because when you talk about national delegates conference or conferences, what is really strategic here is, the delegates, yeah. So let us know how much you've done, with this campaign, canvassing delegates, because as it stands right now, the national delegates conference is in this month.
Yes.
Now, all the lower level elections have been concluded, which means you now know who the delegates are.
Yes.
So let us know how popular is Mr. Mambu among the delegates.
So let's start with SLBC. When I get into SLBC,
unfortunately, you don't have a delegate.
No, I know.
At the SLBC, we don't have a delegate.
No, this is opinion poll. Opinion poll can inform the delegates' decisions, right? So let's start with SLBC. When CSO Mambu got to SLBC, everybody in SLBC was saying CSO Mambu. What am I trying to say? My name in the ears and eyes of the delegates is synonymous.
So I must let you know, I'm just playing the devil's advocate. I must let you know that Imran Sila is even popular as well as you are.
No, I know, but the SLPP delegates are not fools. They are not.
No, but I'm just talking about the SLBC.
No, I know.
Since you are bringing the SLBC as an
okay, that's not a problem. But before Imran Sila, the SLBC have known this face many years ago. Before even Imran Sila came to the land.
We are not.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, specifically to the SLPP delegates, they understand Imran Sila, they understand Mambu. They know Mambu stands for what he believes in. They know Imran Sila, for example, have been wavering between NGC and SLPP. The delegates understand this. They need people who are committed to the cause of the party and the party alone. They don't need people to occupy position within the party who will have a divided loyalty. Today they are in the poll, tomorrow they are out of the poll, depending on their economic situations or the political situation of the party. They need people, whether the party is in power or opposition, that are willing to lay down their lives for the party.
So have you been there all this while?
I have been there all
so
this
even
while.
when you have been an activist, when you are supposed to be political, yet
my political affiliation to the SLPP or my political membership have never affected my objectivity regarding my career.
That's your opinion. Other people, the public have their own.
Of course, the public will have their opinion. But what is important is maintaining your integrity as an individual, depending on the office you are occupying at a particular time. Today I'm putting on the political hat, so I'm speaking politics. Yesterday I was putting on, if I'm sitting in that chair right now, I will be an objective journalist, irrespective of my political affiliation or my political connectivity to whosoever. So I'm coming in as a dedicated member of the SLPP, someone who is ready to take APC on head on from the one.
So how far has the Moses Mambu campaign gone, or how is the campaign going?
Well, the Moses Mambu,
because you have few days, days to go.
Okay, so first of all, the Moses Mambu don't have a camp. My camp is President Bio. I'm in this race to continue to protect the legacy of President Bio. Moses Mambu and the delegates, they are one and the same. The delegates are Moses Mambu and Moses.
Camp.
I know.
I'm talking about your campaign.
That's what I'm saying. My campaign is rested on the shoulders of the forefathers of this party.
Alright.
My campaign is rested on the shoulders of the delegates who know that Moses Mambu is battle tested. Moses Mambu is fierce. Moses Mambu is not scared to take APC head on. Moses Mambu is not scared of APC propaganda ahead of 2028. The delegate knows this, they understand that, and I assure you, the delegate will make the right choice, because Moses Mambu is the man. When you put Lahailo and Slima and you put late Musa Tambasam together, it will equal to CSO.
All right, thank you very much. Continue to stay with us.
Yeah. 3 in 1.
Yes, 3 in 1.
He is Moses Mambu, and he's contesting for the PIO of this SLPP. Well, we continue. We still have Mr. Kamara in the studio from NPAA. Quickly, Mr. Kamara, so what next?
In terms of
protecting the protected areas.
We are on the ground. If I leave your studio, I'm going up to Takuyama there to see what we started to make sure it continues until this battle is winnable.
Now this battle is unstoppable, but what so far, because really time is not in our favor anymore, but how the assessment on Montome, because you know what happened in Montome, in 2016, 2017,
August
40. Hundreds of our compatriots, perished, and there was this policy by government to ensure that nobody occupies, or inhabits that particular area. But we saw again people moving. I mean, people encroaching on the same, mountain or hill. It is a mountain, in fact. Now, tell us, what's your assessment so far?
Yes, in fact, the suggestion to visit Matome, like I said, is collaborative. That's the strategy I have brought to NPAA, collaborative engagement, work together to achieve the ultimate goal. So we got this team of police officers organized by our hardworking IG, Fire Celo, and instructed that they have to come and work with NPAA, Ministry of Lands, ONS, and EPA. EPA. These are organizations.
What is the synergy? Because, like for example, you are working for NPA, you have EPA, you have the Ministry of Lands, you have the awareness. Let us know how is there any kind of a synergy among you guys? Because, like for example, you ask the Ministry of Lands, they will tell you different things. You ask the EPA. Is there synergy?
Yes, the work of all these institutions geared towards effective environmental management. EPA is working on making sure our environment is not polluted, our general environment, the air is clean, the land is not polluted, the water bodies are not polluted. NPAA is there to look at all the protected areas in the country to make sure they are all protected and no mining activity goes on. Let me land. You asked about Monteme. I want to dwell on Monteme.
No, but time is like
okay, Monteme, we have done the assessment. Okay. We have done the assessment and stakeholders were engaged. So we are left with identifying the boundary and identifying all those households or individuals that have gone beyond the boundary to bring them back.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. And he is Faya Kamara, the executive director of the National Protected Area Authority. Thank you so much.
So we still have
no, I think Mr. Kamara, is what
my last word to my Sierra Leonean people.
Okay, what do you have to say?
Yes, let us all be responsible to our environment. If you protect the environment will protect you. If you fail to protect the environment, equally so the environment will not protect you. Okay. That's a kind of advice and warning to every member. So,
Abubakar, when will you be launching this foundation?
Of course, come July 26th, this month at Benchimani Conference Center.
Okay, so what should people expect?
Well, of course, we've done all mechanisms in place, ranging from passing through the laid-down procedures, because the organization is established within the confines of the laws of Sierra Leone.
Are we going to see Bayamamoto?
Of course, he's going to be in attendance.
All right, thank you very much. He is Abubakar, and he is programs manager for the Bayamamoto Bangura Foundation. We continue now. We go to the newspapers. I think time is not, so we'll only give you two.
Yes. And I start with the Alcohol newspaper. The Alcohol says Sierra Leone's agriculture needs $102 million annually to flooding pest disease outbreak. This according to World Bank risk report. Yes, there are other stories, but because of time.
All right, so from the Awoko, we'll go to Africa 24. Africa 24, no general elections in 2028. This is quoting one Dr. Prince Bull. And men NFGA movements launch now with time this mantra, a political slow poison. These stories plus more in the African 24.
Now, from there, I'll move on to the Calabash newspaper, which says DG Yakuba Bio advocates modernized ports regional integration in high-level Egypt talks. Parliament's silence on Kasafuni petition fears disrupt a legislative process.
Well, our final paper for today is the Awareness Times newspaper. Awareness Times newspaper, as AIGP Fire Cell officially endorses the team, SLP peacekeepers begin journey for Somalia mission. EB comments Sierra Leone economic indicators, and finally Sludge honors Anti-Corruption Commission for 6 years of support. These stories plus more you find in these newspapers. You must be informed that views expressed in these newspapers do not in any way reflect the views of the SLPC. Mr. Mambu, we have to go. Time is not our friend. Why should people vote for you delegates in the SLPP? In few seconds.
Delegates of the SLPP, you have known this voice, you have seen this face over the years. I am battle tested, I am trusted, and I can deliver the message that you want me to deliver across this country regarding the SLPP publicity office. We will fight, we will mobilize, we will depend on young people, and we form coalition across the SLPP structures.
All right.
To make sure that 2028 be an easy walkover.
All right.
To keep APC in opposition.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, and friend. Moses Mambu, and he is vying for position of National Publicity Secretary of the ruling SLPP. Earlier you heard, Faya Kamara, Executive Director of the National Protected Area Authority, and Abubakar of by Mahmoud Bangura Foundation, which will be launched later this month, on the 26th. Well, that is how we say goodbye. It has been Good Morning Sierra Leone, which came to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, television, and through our social media handles. Many thanks to our entire production team, especially producer Daphne Zainab Kamara. I am Sheikh Usmaila.
My name is Francis Pana. Quickly reminder of our quote of the day, which is from Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci, and it says, "The greatest deception men suffer is from their own opinions." Have a lovely and wonderful day. Good morning.
You dey look for better school for you pikin?
Wonder Kids na the answer. Then get daycare for baby wey don 3 months and more. Nursery 1 to 3, primary from class 1 to 6, and Wonders Academy for JSS 1, where registration dey go on for all right now.
Do ya me daddy, how this school look like?
Then get a big space, clean and good breeze dey blow all about the classroom dem. First class chair and table, summer textbook with syllabus and guideline from the Ministry of Education. Big and sober place for pikin for exercise and for play. And one in town computer lab where they work all term. Wonder Kids, daycare, nursery, primary and secondary school for JSS 1. Then at 38 km Road, Hillcourt Junction, Freetown. For more information, you can call them at telephone 077 482307 078 811424. For better land book with Papa God in Eye, for you picking in better Baba, Wonder Kids Daycare, nursery, primary and secondary school, na the place.
For greatness, Wonder Kids, Model School, Wonder Kids, Model School.
Hello viewers out there. Well, I am Lady KG Obot, the director of Wonder Kids Model School and Waters Academy, situated at number 30A Kenema Road. You have heard for yourself. You have seen the product of the school. We are here to raise total child, critical thinkers, and problem solvers. Why wasting time? Rush now.
Do you know the TV show that brings to you the decision makers who determine and shape the country's policies and programs? Bottom Line is the show to watch.
Well, join Asmi Uba as it brings to the table movers and shakers of society and policymakers whose decisions have direct impact on your lives.
Bottom Line comes up every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Slbc TV, channel 31, with Asmi Uba.
Bottom Line on Slbc TV, the program you can't afford to miss on Slbc TV, channel 31. Join me now.
The show that touches every aspect of society as we leave no stone unturned.
It's Bottom Line, only on Slbc TV.
Good morning, this is News Brief Live on SLBC. I am Cecilia Alice Cisse. Benjamin Lane has recently become a focal point of concern for both road users and local residents due to the alarming presence of serious potholes. The road's condition has not only caused significant damage to the roadway itself, but has also created a dangerous situation for vehicles and pedestrians alike. The Benjamin Lane axis is the designated route for tricycle and bike riders is in a very deplorable condition. The road is completely depleted with potholes, making the situation worse when it rains. The present state of the road has major effects on motorists who ply this alternative route on a daily basis. They said the road's present condition makes their vehicles vulnerable to mechanical problems. Abubakar Kamara, a keke rider, said the potholes damaged their vehicles, including bent rims and flat tires, all resulting in costly repairs. The swift intervention of authorities concerned is the major cry by the residents and motorists who rely on this route on a daily basis, as its present condition poses a significant threat to the safety and well-being of both road users and local residents. Civil society movement against tuberculosis has taken a bold step in strengthening the country's pandemic response systems by convening a national consultative meeting for the development and validation of an advocacy brief on pandemic prevention, preparedness and response. The meeting, held at the Buxton Church Hall, Charles Street in Freetown, brought together civil society leaders, district representatives and health advocates to shape a people-centered approach to future health emergencies. The initiative was aimed at amplifying the voices of key affected populations and civil society organizations by ensuring their inclusion in national pandemic prevention, preparedness platforms and processes. It emphasizes gender inclusion, community participation, and health awareness, particularly in the context of emerging threats such as Mpox, which has already recorded nearly 4,500 confirmed cases in Sierra Leone within the past 6 months. National Executive of CIMAT, Reverend Paul Brima Bangura, underscored the urgent need to address weaknesses in the country's health infrastructure. Key policy recommendations include integrated inclusion into the National Action Health Plan of 2025 to 2029, embedding gender, human rights, and community participation. And finally, on News Brief, Honorable Justice Dr. Abubakar Bine Kamara, a respected judge of the Court of Appeal, has passed on at the age of 54. He was appointed to the High Court in 2017 and had recently been elevated to the Court of Appeal in May 2025. A legend scholar and educator, Justice Bine Kamara served as the head of department and the first dean of the Faculty of Law at Fwabe College, where he led transformative reforms to align legal education with human rights and democratic values. He was widely respected for his work in land, property, and environmental law, and has authored several influential legal publications, including papers on constitutionalism and ECOWAS governance frameworks. Until his death, he was pursuing a PhD in law, specializing in constitutionalism, political philosophy, and media law. He was also known for mentoring the next generation of legal minds through academic and judicial platforms. Tributes from the legal and academic communities described him as a man of integrity, intellect, and unwavering dedication to justice. Justice Bine Kamara's death marks a profound loss to the judiciary, academia, and the nation at large. Well, that's the end of News Brief on SLBC. Thanks for watching. I am Cecilia Alice Cisse. Goodbye.
Here's how to register for salon payment switch using AfriMoney. Dial *161#. Select option 1. Go to option 4 for salon payment switch. Select option 2 for account registration. Select 1 to register your alias, which is your phone number. Enter your PIN to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your registration. AfriMoney, quick and easy.
Otamba-Kilimi National Park, wey dem can call OKNP, dey na the northwest region na Salone, near the border with Guinea. The park divide itself into two: the Otamba, wey get 741 km square land, and the Kilimi, wey get 368 km square land. Government make this area a game reserve inside 1974, and then gazette am and make am national park inside October 1995. The park gets the name Otamba-Kilimi for sake of the high mountain, that's na Mount Otamba, and for sake of the Langa River, wey name River Kilimi. Authority them been choose for preserve this area first term for sake of the plenty babu dem wey this place get.
I did Otamba-Kilimi National Park, the first national park in Salone, and this national park get a unique feature. One, I go want to start for describe the vegetation. You get a mixed vegetation of woodland savanna, riverine forest, gallery forest, so many types of mixture of habitats wey suitable for all kind of animals for stay, wey give am the highest potential for wildlife conservation at the country. And we, civil society, they run the work, government run the work, all in the effort for protect this particular park. And we need for make everybody come together and do more, because like we get most of the big fives na Salone inside this national park, where you talk about the western chimpanzee then they, you talk about buffalo, you see them, you talk about the elephants then they, you talk about lion, they can visit once on a while, then you talk about the leopard and plenty other antelopes where they. I'm not going to talk about the birds. These are the only area where they get a turtle dove, where they fly from England. They come where you can Salone. Now only this area you can able to find the turtle dove. Now inside Otamba you go able for locate them, or you locate them at Kilimi, where you not able to get on any other side. So because of the diversity in forming the Otamba Kilimi, the mixture of vegetation, it make them very, very rich for biodiversity in this country.
We dey fight for protect the forest, because one, the forest, if we get the weather dey cold, we know they experience that global warming problem. Then two, if the forest dey, we dey see different types of animals wey we no be know about. So this they educate, we say other animals than they where they exist we no know about. Then this forest, it help we with the weather. The way the sun they come also serious bad one that they affect we bad one. Donc we they happy if this forest government able help we follow able protect them, because it helpful to we now the health side. Now the food side, and even the water side, because if you forest the big tree, then the water no they run away. But if you forest no, they definitely we no want for live like how Somalia they live, or like Mali, you know. So really, we are happy if government they able help we follow protect this forest.
Mortal man, plant and animal them. We don't tap na this place with peace for long term. But this being term, the kind of a way people don't they put pressure na the forest, don't make the park don't spoil better one. Way safe the ambogging, the plant and animal them, the environment, and people there and to mot. The National Protected Area Authority, which they can call NPAA, and NGO them, they work with the community them, we tap near the forest for protect the park. Then they do this by way of community engagement and forest patrol.
We are for protect the park. Normally now we own job down there. How they do this protection? We get different outposts them inside the park, Kilimi and Otamba section. This part na the Otamba section. We get two different outposts na the Otamba section, one na the Otamba North and Otamba South. We get two different outposts na Kilimi section, one na Kilimi South, Kilimi North. Here na the headquarters. Now we dey support all them four outposts there from this Kaba headquarters. Very difficult for we. We not get mobility, we not get boats for cross the river then they. Now community boats there they use, then dog out boats them. We na wooden boats. We not able to because them very heavy for now. We not get that support there. Now one of the challenges then in terms of patrolling we dey facing the rivers, water, because water no get branch. If we go any side, we're not able to cross. If there is self-crime there, we're not able to tell anything unless we return back, because we're not able to challenge the river for cross them. We will not get boats. And some areas then they, all the side they were on talk, so for go Kilimi, for go Otamba North, for go Otamba South, it entails a lot because we no get mobility. We no get bike, we no get motorkaya na the park, all they use for reaching at the inside and they fast. The distance to the inside Tambaka Chiefdom is far.
Takogama Sanctuary, when a one NGO, they help the community them for plant granite and self-fence, then granite farmia with iron fence, make animal they no spoil them.
I'm so happy because I see the effort where Takogama try for make for support the community people them with granite and rest, and they not just they give them the seeds them, they also they try for fence at the area which are the plant then see there, where they prevent the animals them from destroying them particular crops. And the fence I see a very good fence where then we able for the grow the vegetables there within that area there for a long period of time, provided and guide them in a very good manner.
But that one day self no look do for the community them. The people say then they suffer too much with angry because the animal then they spoil them farm way that they mourn them bad one.
We dey under 13. The 13 way result will not get now. Now then they will get now. We both for June. Now then they will get now. So we know they get them from government. And what would they work almond and the eater? If you go down this some position, what in Advent then do this year? If you work Casada Naya, Advent and the eater. If you work better the Advent and the eater. Console Advent and the eater. Rest where rep than the eater. Pepe self we plant and ourselves. Our sort of go Advent than the poiler.
If the forest don't spoil, not only the dry season and the rain season, and even the rain season, they small. Now the dry season, and more they get power. And that it create big problem for we life. And today, we they expect that day because timber logging is still they go on, this board cutting, transport and go in a neighboring country. This really, they go down well with we the authorities. Because we they think of tomorrow, waiting they come tomorrow after we. After 20 years, waiting they happen. If stick no day again, I mean, then they really they affect we.
You pack it, so follow me. Kafin don't do Kolamuna find your one mato singing. Semunana, what I'm giddy. What toroke. Maladi Semuna. Goira. Malakala Semuna. Coabidi Munana. Won't come bali, la coabidida. Ya Yerinaki, ya Tungwena, what an abbey. What toroke. What Malanquisato. Wagara Wali, Market Bankati.
OKNP now one pan the national park them na saloon, where be the give government plenty couple through ecotourism. But from where people don't wear inside the park for cut timber and self where the coronavirus sick come wutu the country, na the term that where the park begin spoil and they lodge them outside tourists that they sleep self don't spoil bata.
Any year before the corona outbreak, we they get tourists them where they visit the park regularly. We get about 11 eco lodge now, where white people and they come or Sierra Leone or anybody safe they come visit the park, when are they in the lodge. We get them, but they're not there in good order again. Since the corona outbreak, tourists are not be they come visit here again, so they're not been there in use. Now they all don't run out of use. They're not good again.
For make the park get sober protection again, the community them will tap near the forest and civil society organization them like Conservation Society in a Salon, they call the Salon government for make them put them foot down tranga one for enforce the conservation law them where Salon get and self-help the community them better one.
I plead with government for take this park serious and try for build the capacity of the law enforcers them so that they will be able to protect this place for tourism and other conservation gains.
If Papa government they able help we, though we get more reinforcement so that if we catch anybody, they do something inside this forest, government for hold am, he keep am, after some time, he left am for plant at least 1,000 sticks. Me, I dey happy if this they go on like this.
Then go help you let get fine school. Then go help you even on health center. Let get an aya. What do if you get health center aya? Government they support. Reserve anybody go sick inside. You know time to go far. You go stop here, then treat her. So then they go happy. Government help you for this road here. Then they go find for we. Look what our solar self will not get her. But when they if like where you say no, where they say national park, some people then they go come on, then if say market there, we say they bye. But then can they not see nothing before them take my to come back, then go come quick for go bye.
We need government for can support we. Let them renovate for we or build another eco-lodge them for the use of the tourism. And even with people in Sierra Leone, who side them will come, then can stay for enjoy the park. And then they go also help. If somebody come and stay under, view the park fine, he go sell out the park. We go get benefits in the country.
We get 4 roads and I want to feed the road them. All the group problem was to this road here.
We have 4 roads that are giving us problems here. When it rains, mud flows down from the hills and blocks the streets. Many of the smaller roads worsen the situation. If the authorities want to fix this area, they must focus on those neglect roads. Just look around, the streets are filthy, choked with mud, and it's because of those overlooked roads.
If you look at the street, you see the street where you don't dig here, you know the rain so you don't have the kind of pressure.
This scene go beyond inconvenience, they are a public health hazard. Blocked drainages have triggered a surge in mosquito breeding grounds and waterborne diseases, raising alarms about potential health emergencies. The potholes, some nearly a foot deep, pose constant danger to motorists and pedestrians. At night, the risks intensify with open drainages and broken slabs filled with stagnant water, making streets hazardous and unpredictable. Kisi Old Road has narrowed into a single lane. Drivers and pedestrians now share limited space, often forced into chaotic, unsafe encounters. Traders like Abdul Karim Bangura have witnessed the firsthand.
This stretch has been a serious problem for years. Authorities visit, assess, then disappear. Nothing has changed. It's now a dumping site. When it rains, the water overflows. The drainage hole is too small, so the water spills everywhere. It's destroying fences and homes around us.
From this fence, from here, tell that gate na the water na all.
Sheku Bangura faces similar challenges.
Every time it rains, this place floods. The drainage is packed with mud. We need the authorities to pay attention.
From Apple School Junction, streets are blanketed in mud. Motorists and pedestrians must navigate carefully. grass from piles of sludge, signaling how long the mud has remained untouched. Deaths block drainages line the road, and community frustration simmers. Awaka Kama calls for urgent help.
We do this cleaning here every day.
We need stronger support, especially to clear the thick layer of filth from these streets.
The Buzi-Kisi Old Road has become an alternative route for many drivers seeking escape from even worsening conditions elsewhere. But it too is crumbling under neglect. Meanwhile, the new road mirrors these challenges, with blocked drains, worsening mosquitoes and sanitation risk. At the PWD junction along Baibure Road, potholes have become disloyal. Craters forcing vehicles into single lane, bottlenecks and forcing drivers to navigate danger at every turn. As storm clouds gathered and the mud deepens, Eastern Freetown streets cry out not just for drainage, but for dignity, safety and sanitation action. Until that cry is answered, residents will continue their daily battle against floods, filth and forgotten infrastructure, with resilience and hope as their strongest allies. SLBC, Mohamed Lamintu reporting.
Cultural traditions have placed a woman's and a girl's work table around the domestic household. Education opportunities for girls remain limited as many parents see no value in investing in their education. As a result, cases of child brides in Sierra Leone become prevalent. Statistics by UNICEF show that approximately 40% of girls in the country are married before their 18th birthday. In a small village of Dankawale located in Koinadugu district in the northern province of Sierra Leone, we find Kumba and Manimo. The two almost fell prey to early marriage.
I've been in 13 years to 14. Man come up for me say he want married me. But definitely I don't know the importance of education. I've been decided to say I married to the man. Mama they agree now. We don't begin for set up the marriage now.
I've been there class 6. I sit MPS, I pass for Form 1. Man come up for me, say I'm married.
Miles away in Lengekoro village, 15-year-old Musu Dabo also went through the same ordeal.
I feel bad. For them going to give me married. I feel bad.
Elimination of child marriage is a priority under SDG 5 on gender equality, hence the need for effective country-specific interventions to accelerate the end of this practice. One of them being Miss Small Wife No More project by Coast Canada Sierra Leone Partnership. The pilot project was supported by the Fund for Innovation and Transformation, running from November 2020 to January 2022.
This project is about looking into the underlying causes of teenage pregnancy, which is very rampant in the country, and not only being rampant, but also people and authorities are just shy from talking about it. Though some of the repercussions or the challenges are well known, but it's just a taboo, something to talk about it. And COS decided to talk about something that people keep very, very silent over the years, knowing very well that if we go into that type of project, it will bring a lot of knowledge to our people, awareness.
This innovation tested an approach that involved educating men seeking child brides about the negative consequences of child marriage for them, their families, and communities.
On this, a lot of approaches have been made by other NGOs before, but they did not work. One of them was to support the parents directly so that at least they will keep their children from early marriages. That didn't work. Some came up with ideas of engaging the girls themselves, supporting them, so that at least they will not be induced into going to early marriages. That also failed. So our own approach was to engage the community, the entire community, bringing in the very influential people in those communities to be the advocates against the child marriage. That is where it is. Because these are the very people who sit and negotiate these child marriages.
Before the implementation of the project, we did a baseline survey. Through the baseline survey, we find out that the community stakeholders and the men in those communities are the ones marrying those girls. So what we did during the implementation, we formed a structure called the intermediaries and also the men's group. These people, we are the main actor in this project. The men go out there, advocate for us to their fellow men, talk to them about the implication of child marriage, while the intermediaries, they aborted the marriages, they put stop to it, and they try to talk to the girls in the various community about the implication of child marriages.
Besides being trained as advocates against child marriage, they were also empowered to organize home visits and community events to spread awareness on the negative outcomes of this practice.
The intervention of the FIT project into the community by training the intermediaries, and the intermediaries also take the bold step to work for their people. Taking your girl child to early marriage will make them not to, you automatically kill their future, right? And there will be less development in the community, right? And we all know that when you educated one girl child, you have educated a nation.
So I can go to them house to house, I desensitize parents there, I tell them the benefit of education, the benefit of where land the girl picking, how they become. So at times you the picky, if you go school, you not go school that day, I go to a parent house to house, I ask what make you not go school today? Then they tell me what's not them problems, so I can give me little advice.
In addition to that, families are also cautioned on the economic impacts of child marriages. They will marry off their daughters to receive dowry payments that they perceive will help reduce economic burdens, not knowing that it will bring more losses than good along the way.
There are actually costs, high costs related when a child goes into early marriage. Now, they are not physically matured for that, and it brings in a lot of complications. And more so when they become pregnant, most of them. If you go through the literature of this country, you will see that we have high maternal and morbidity rates in this country. And most of it can be related to early marriages, you see. And for the families themselves, you know, when you lose a loved one, it's something almost unbearable, but you just have to accept it. So these are things they see, it disturbs them. And even these girls, you know, when they are young, they are very attractive to these guys. They go to this marriage, after 1 year, 2 years, they see another one. They bring that one. Now their concentration lies on the new one and leaving this. And at times there are so much palavers, you know, that the girl cannot bear it. She has to return home. And usually when they return home, initially she came as one person. When they return, maybe she returns with 2 or 3 kids. So more bellies to feed.
By the end of the project's testing period, Coast Canada recorded a significant impact. 172 child marriages were cancelled in the Koinadugu and Falaba districts in the northern province of Sierra Leone between January and September 2021. Overall, the innovation reduced child marriage by 95% in target regions, far surpassing their target of 50%.
Another mele kara benefiti mati bana wo fola
Afale kaka, mo filasa we wasoka konde mbonku mantike. Kwana nadimuse wabo, akumale atimilia. Ati femfe akumale ben wasa alkumero. Ufon sa yire fole fa kara benefitela. Male makar ma wata kan diere fu si ma duke ni ko maka. Kon kaka, ma ande na bola nyamata ma Mr. Tembi mo che mesa wala kumala misa dia do mo kon.
Mbi fole woti na wala won ba bi kelman na to. Bar kara an ke din krem wala. Alhamdulillah. Mbara lo kara Antonio la belberke. Mbara ngwa kila tori be si magbasine. Fin sambol no kona wakara wodinge berke. Mbara lo tonon bi karan la.
On the other hand, there has also been an increase in the enrollment of female students in schools.
Number of girls at the enrollment in school presently has increased. I can tell you, from JSS 1 to SS3, JSS3, we have more number of girls in the JSS than the boys. Like for example, roughly, in my enrollment now, I have 216 girls in school, whilst the boys are only 110.
We also have a committee that look against those type of violation, wherein we have the school safety committee, where we have the mentors, the guidance counselors, and the principal, the vice principal involved in this committee to look against some of these acts. And with that, before this time, because there was no sensitization about early marriage, parents were taking their children and give them to boys or man for early marriage. But with the intervention, because the school is very proud of taking drastic action against people that are really giving their children for early marriage. And for now, it has cut down.
There is now a promising future for the girls in Koinadugu district.
I promise. For say tomorrow we get for Kanaya, you know, get for Miss Kumba again, Ministry of Education. I promise to be the first.
No, right now, thank God, because I go to school. So I do things come on now, me and my parents are in our house now. So anybody else and I want me for married or early married or teenage pregnancy, and they don't give full stop to that right now.
A very successful project, not only from the FIT side, from our side here, and even from the communities. Our plans are really to expand this project, not only in Koinadugu and Falaba district, but also like in Bombali, this are Tonkolile, and even Moyamba, where we have our biggest programs going on.
And as for Coast Canada Sierra Leone partnership, the battle is still on, as they hope to march forward to more districts across the country.
While the frequency of buildings collapsing and fire accidents are growing at an alarming rate, only few people have thought about insuring their businesses or property. This negligence has driven some people out of business, some into poverty when they were visited by certain tragedy. A lack of compliance with insurance regulations by many citizens is rife, and many do not even believe in the idea of insuring their property. It is against this background that the government in the year 2000 introduced Sierra Leone Insurance Company. SLECOM's Deputy Commissioner Sheku Matia said they always ensure that claims are paid to beneficiaries when needed. Yet many people are either unaware of or indifferent to the importance of insurance, leaving themselves vulnerable to devastating financial losses.
Indeed, insurance companies pay claims. We make sure that they pay claims. Whenever there is some amount of discrepancies or whatever, then we come in and settle it. Right? To the best of our knowledge, insurance. so that people will have easy access to our office through our provincial offices. Liaise with them, tell them about the compulsory insurance issue, all the rest.
For a broker, Joshua Boni, distrust of insurance companies is one of the major reasons why many Sierra Leoneans are reluctant to insure their homes, lives, and property.
The insurance side to the client is that the client also feel that the insurance companies are taking money away from them without compensating them when the actual things occur. So the basic issue or challenge that I would say we as practitioners are facing is one of trust. And I believe that if that element of trust is worked on, the industry can be a better tool for the economy.
With over 4 decades in the insurance industry, Ambassador Ali Issa Bangura, Executive Chairman of Sierra Leone Insurance Company, has seen firsthand how non-compliance with insurance laws has worsened the impact of disasters on individuals and communities. Despite his company's compliance with all legal frameworks, individuals continue to shy away from insurance coverage. Ambassador Bangura calls for government intervention to enforce insurance laws more strictly and advocates for the digitalization of the insurance sector to improve efficiency and accessibility.
We corporate institutions that insure against fire and such perils. Individuals, no. I can tell you 90% of the houses in Sierra Leone are not insured. We all know that. But there's a law that says tenantable properties must be insured. It is in the Act. But the question is enforcement. How do we enforce that? You see, it's not easy in a situation such as ours.
One of the key concerns in the consequences of action, lawyer Ibrahim Mansaye of Mansaye and Associates Chambers highlights that when a house is uninsured, the legal consequences in the wake of disaster can be severe. Individuals could face fines or penalties for failing to comply with insurance laws, he emphasized.
Particularly under the Insurance Act of 2016, when you look at Section 91 of the Act, basically it provides that if you do not comply with certain provisions of the Act and you're found guilty of that, you may be fined up to the tune of 10 million euros, which is now 10,000 millions, or face an imprisonment of 2 years. I would advise homeowners to insure their property not only against fire but also against other natural disasters.
Despite these challenges, there are still citizens who recognize the crucial role that insurance plays in Sierra Leone's development and their personal safety. For these individuals, insurance represents more than just a financial tool. It offers peace of mind and protection against unforeseen strategies.
We are seeing this disaster everywhere. We are seeing the houses being burned and everywhere. We are seeing some unfortunate death, tragic. We are in terms of illness as well. We are seeing so many people in some deplorable condition, except they have to come to the masses to ask for financial help. And all of these things, if as Sierra Leonean, if you are part of this insurance, then it's a step in the right direction.
Yes, I trust insurance company because waiting do a better way.
I trust insurance companies because it is better that I have somewhere to save money than to spend all the profits after sales. Now I know if something goes wrong with my business, they will come to my aid.
But if I go back to the insurance, then go able for help me.
Education and awareness campaigns led by both government and private stakeholders are critical to reversing the current trend. In Sierra Leone, experts in the insurance industry say many citizens do not engage in insurance activities such as insuring their life, houses, and other property, which in returns hinder them in terms of adversity. In a nation where disaster can strike without warning, the importance of insurance cannot be overstated. It is time for all Sierra Leoneans to embrace this vital industry for the protection of their lives, property, and future.
We are the national broadcaster, and I am Sulaiman Baba Toure, a reporter and presenter at the SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
From the commercial department, I am Regina Bangura. You are watching SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
I am Jonathan Turner, a reporter for Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC. As a reporter, I do stories on education, health, politics, and more. Stay glued with SLBC to watch my stories. Your voice, my voice.
Lucian Ganda, producer Weyus, and producer and presenter Christian Editions on TV. This is the SLBC.
I am William Wise, presenter Weyus and also reporter at the SLBC, and this is the SLBC.
I am Salma Tabak, television executive producer. I produce programs on both radio and television. I'm a news anchor, a presenter, an announcer on radio. I enjoy what I do because I serve a public service broadcaster. It's a pleasure to work with the SLBC. I am Tilly Koma, Head of News and Current Affairs Unit, Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Our news hour now covers several segments. We have entertainment, business, weather, sports, ferry schedule, and human interest stories, not forgetting politics. We are doing all that to keep you people posted on what's happening all over the country. Thanks for being with us at SLBC. Keep blue. We are the best.
Discover Sierra Leone, a hidden gem of West Africa, where the rhythms of life dance in harmony with the beauty of nature.
Feel the heartbeat of our culture in every beat of the drum, in every step of the dance.
Experience the tranquility of our shores, where each sunrise brings new stories and endless possibilities.
Immerse yourself in the vibrant tapestry of our daily life, where every color tells a tale and every face a friend.
Come, be enchanted by the sights and sounds of Sierra Leone.
A place where your adventure awaits.
And memories are made.
Discover Sierra Leone, a hidden gem of West Africa, where the rhythms of life dance in harmony with the beauty of nature.
Feel the heartbeat of our culture in every beat of the drum, in every step of the dance. Experience the tranquility of our shores, where each sunrise brings new stories and endless possibilities.
Immerse yourself in the vibrant tapestry of our daily life, where every color tells a tale and every face a friend.
Come, be enchanted by the sights and sounds of Sierra Leone.
A place where your adventure awaits
And memories are made.
Biana, Slbc TV ba. Don't vemi alwa bima. How ye puma yagima, nyamia mitina kamango fuma labana. Kepembe na gaya jumvelu, bena fuma be gumisia, akutumawe. Numna na we president yagi, ECOWAS, Bank of Investment, Care Development, Diploma in this activa, Ogwaji alalwa bendo doke Julius Mada Biogama. Tao Yamabon. Justice Abu Bakar Bine Kamara, now a High Court of Appeal, Tam the Satita Guagelia, Jika Gueka Gatafobuma, Sewama Vibukama, Benabuchokovin Pandabava. Nuna now a President Italy, ECOWAS Bank of Investment and Development, Dr. George Ayukun, Duko Ogwanata Ejalaluata, Doke Chilios Mada Biogama. Kowe ifugama SNL Gomian State House. Tao keye kolo anji we on aye pe kolongo diploma in this year ba ju kowe tuju tawa na vo in this year me gba bibema ke ko ga in ya my gbe free figure in this year tiama. Tao Doctor don't call time we on ata ede ye gugu na ego ye tao ta be ji fele jam etado abendo Kowe ugu in this year gabe tao to go with titos ya time this year boy tao ketita to anape anuga kesi amaj mela now we tia ministries ya potuma ebe na be chief minister office wima tate go to atu go intego metahoa tao amabo tie pero lo kologolo suku in this year makowe to chuchuka inale pe batale ka suku in this year be senti ya babi makebe na mehe mangwe vita mehe babita pele ugu ola lokuma tao tije pe botolo lo doke biota ogula na ese watama ede yebugo na engwe tao yebo wati yenge ya nasia na weti bego ye ngbate di maka wo vita egu ye na nulele lo mita tao ke ede na ke kemi na we don kata na we si amami age ke ye felegero na we ti amatu lokolo agma ko we owete to we inde di battle jita ibe free na takpo ye wie February ye 2024 tama to guita to lokolo igama gbe ye jifa ye gele ohun lo ego pe fa ti bia e ma egbi na ma ko egwili agigi gloma jifa chi e na di gloma enda botomanga ti la vu lokoma na we na vo ba bi ma ken da botoma e amabo ja na we ti e Benjamin le to ba na to gboyan akologo si ape ta yan ni anati ya to ye ponya yita te bonya ta jisi aba na we ti e bi na mo ye do we jisi na we le nga na motu jisi na we ta le na keke ji ablasia bike ji ablasia pe wa go afa we ti kama ta egbele na ma na si avri ti abeta ji aye pe na ya kama ti pe ti abe ka do ami na ti gama ji fa pe ya ngo ta wa ti go to ma motu si atalo o be keke si talo ko we ti do we na si ko we ti plama ta we ta honu ma ta jifa na ti ale ma ye pe ko we po mata ye na ta ti de lo mu ye na we bike ki amo mi age Abubakar Kamara keke ji amo mi agulo ye pe ye igbele na ma ope ye ke ye sia ta ye wo na pe ti afita blaga ma ye ta ye o ye kolina we ta ye ma ta to ya ri mi pu ye pele ye pe ta nyani we ti ya ta nyani ma ti ya to ye de jugo lo an yo pele ye nya de kulo be ba ye ti ba ta o ji abe ta we ti ye bi ju ti abe vita ti ya lo an we kai ti serpent ye ti jama ye pe ta ma Hungwa te now we start a civil society movement against tuberculosis now we turn en bifa to go na ta ti na ga la lukoma ko we to go to la PV and maintain nasia now we got to ale now we our muka mabendo dueta ko we to talk siata gutata da lukoma ta yogu itebo mijita ogu ibemi a boxing church yonta mi a Charles Street salon ti ko ti e pe lo ko we to talk siata daga pe la lukoma to siata fita pe inda ina ya siata ye ji anji se pe ga ko we to pu agbo ya ta kiata kaka ndalo center now we ayena ye de di samagata ba ifati ye pe lo na vita no ya now we Reverend Paul Brahma Bangura tabe gulo ye pe navamia ye indesi abutuma ye kungwe ti dalu kuma ye ko we tuto ke guata aja guata wia na we ta apie nu gat ma gata jifa mo ko yin be na si atawa na we awa afawe ye bekemia Honorable Justice Dr. Abubakar Binekama the Sateta Buya Gele Atao High Court Judge Appeal na me aho ye na go vie phone file bongo mampu manani tauta hailona to local we lo howe gama 2017 ko we ugu ote na Court of Appeal May ya witamu 2025 Freetown Gawilenga woman tao ke igenge poto bielo tao ye tekwe ye miado kweji hu furabe college nawe sa bambima anuga gana tao gege poto bielo nawe tatu potula ko we eto weekend days ati atila lokuma tao ben mo me an free lagi biyenge desi ati ama sia ye pila tao ke pembe ayaha yellow sawega now we tap your PhD saw bambima law ko eguta indesi ajuju taiwa we go gali we panda ta ye ko lo ahun jinta ye ge lo hun le ngbo ye deju be mo mi ayela gie ta gbogbo egbo ye la sawa bambi si ati ama ta jina pa pe sawa bambi blast ati ye pe ma ko lo ngo ye ge ni sema ti ye pe lo ke nu mi agie la ginde gingi se pe api sensen dama to ayengi opanda ho lingo po na we fa we pi eyena to ke be satita gele ana to ji ana we ti sa agba mi ma tu gwa ti ba anu wa ye hu gba ti dipa mondesia na me ha vetan ke na se na gbegbe ma nene bo bwa kema nyangba ga ma go ngi abie bo ha fe egu mi si ale akutumawe Gaya Peloke, Nuna President Yagi, ECOWAS, Batita Mana, with Nana, when they shut the Luvaka diploma in this, Dr. Donkata Ogwanata Jalalwa Nuna Siamagi Doki Julius Madabiomia State House. Ye Bekemia, Honorable Justice Abaka Bine Kamarata, the Satita Guagali Atao High Court Law, Namia Howe Yegana now to local 2017. Tauke Meta Owetelo Court of Appeal me ya Gauli and Gauma. Jimmy have a gumisale. Yago have you Gamanya baby and Miltina Kama. Can have a bomb this ya Katamia Kamalo.
Ikuika Guasena Guapo, Alusini Alonisi, Nemkanakia, Catholica, Tis, Rade, Okubuka, Okumaka, Equa, Saim Kulika, Konos, Kalika Sibuli, only Okukoto, Okubumkanto, Opaqua, Kaka, Equasi, Akamato, Kadu, Cantophone. Local Gatsui, Otonka, Satella, Uaka, Pinekamani, P, Kononi. As all I do, court of happily or opofi or bacteria, it's against the patterns of what to the town. Calicaton, Akaka, of Innovati, Alpewunka, Okumaka, Equasi, Atata, Shankati, my conduct, Comatation, Tibuli, more Dr. George Kundon Koni, Konangi, Opoku, Koto, Opaquaka, Equasi, more Julius Mother, Pioni, Kamato Koni, Antophone. Wa ti anta ma klima ka so tane ka ma pane ma temangi di akli ka da di antmanga a sikenga to anton ka so kli utsa ka gang hi ka ti la pa yani I ata ti ta to fi ti do ku ka e ko asi wa ku po I mo Dr. George ku ko ni ali ka to fosu tamagi ma mo de ku pongi Angangi, aku kotu, atamato kwame tanto, piruku kati, ako so ku bamukane hi obaika puye kamato kodu, asokane epa ekulu dibe, koko so klik kabika fofaki kapini papai. Oa, matai mi kwinga me aiti kyomo, kabe pamin papi, mo ko kabika tarate, I ebutisia damo I ampanga daidigo, ke aiti kuyo tai ati finani. Okubumka tofi konoso ko kui kubumpa I onkumpo di salata ati yit sampo di yoka otofosu okumpimo Dr. Donkoni konoso kobaso kui so kubumpa tofi sa da kubumpa don ade asonko ka du ekwasi dibe kokoso bika kofaki kofino kopawa makulu me mupuri ma fino yi ta totofi tati luku ka ekwasi Kobasu song London so Kupa, non Kokumaka Kwasi, Ogay at Basu Bupane, yet Kamana Kupai, Gomatatin Tibuli Kabeka Kakani, Ampanga Kay Koda, Okumupimo, Dr. Donkoni, Kone Kabikaman, Koke, Moika, Akamato Kati P, or Koloyo Kumpaka Suiso, Opaquata, Equas Bankangani. Di ala titoi ka dindisi ka ngufua wololang nibe opo yang pantami fino ngi moi ka kamato koni kakli adu Benjamin Leni o kofof ka sekangi ki kai mo ngi ka afum atoi afumi tangi mo kotari efatiangi o pimo alinen ko pa adu ngadi ka mo ngi die de fino ali so Nangi Piamagu Kupa Mati Finke Qua, Niso, Amolo, the Puimani, the poor boots, Mosopa, Kafanim, Tasiato, Yafumanim, Tasi, Tapat Sapito, Kunubama, Eloya, Matiti, Tasca, or the Catoni, and Kodunga at Lambenjamin, di Dunang Adipi, out I Kote Kudu, Babo, I can't eat all Itlami. Di daman titi sonton soy katiti yo kokot kan ke kamu amolo dunga di tabiti ka danga di ede finon tanfa mangimu kot ka adunda sedani kama ini wa afuma chalo chem tas to kon ka tini anak pali apo wa butmo sopa ami mo pali de komi wa di ke asoto ka au ka kama kon ni wa pi chokoto keke ngondo ka do na chedan ko ma ka pa adu ngadi di chalasen efforts yang ai ma chichi tasali ko ma pa cha ni ai le punga mo pe mo kon ko ko pempa allo ma la faccia de mo ko ta da pi ni da sheli ne o ni ta samba klam akala ni o poli de kom ka be pa ni bu ni no ya nga ni habika ko fa ki kama ban banai kama ansla e wo ya ni kaka ko li cha chu ma ben pa o do na cha ni ma pri nga soi ka la chi di ta po chane ka chi chi ta si pi mama yo ko kan sala cha ka chi chi ba di nga ma so ta iwe kakani ki kama ko libut ma finon ka ampanga chang kakli kawi ka ani ki yangi anekta atela civil society movement against tuberculosis hana ni apo kashi papani political me chakanan kama boots of force ka mai ma tsu atin titi gante ka antofi tati ngoyo ngani au pumpa ne do asotane pa yi ekului akaso ben epai mo kakli ati haiti kyo mo kachiti boom tsu chimchiti kwante chang anto tuma pai cha de chudati anto kakoso but kadamu akimo kifino ka tsu cha chang chim chichi kwante obane emi ayo kado boxing church hall kado Charles Street campi di aku di sana ya fuma bandana fuka asu society anto ya fuma lon kai kuli paske ya fuma lon so ka kabi ka kai kule ngabe ka ko so tane pai kulu kama kuli chu ma pempa hambanga kai me cha dani nani kachi ma pa ne me aya mai me aya ma salata kama kuli tsla asim cha afumani pu sota moso pamati ma cha choti ma titi ngaye ani kia siu sachi ngani ankoso yo epayati yetkan ki kamalinga ne unoni ka botai atimi tefino ka epayinga botai mo kabum ka payanto hi kabutgram ka fino ka payati aneta atela to pipiari wa ka tsansoi ankoso dibi kabika chofate tefino ka ta kama pumya tete upane ma yim tete ka bukti ka so ngatanga kama askenga ampanga tsu chachi kabi ka fofake ka fino mo ampanga do tudai poksade fantade mo ko tema ka ka youth tom tukine putasi o supu ba tsa ka ti moloma euni ale teme tamate iwe kabi ka fofake ka fino ka ampanga chi okubum ka do simati mo re brian paul bama bangai kono so ka so bench pa ka mo ni IT ki agbai kama but timi tefino ka kli kabi ka kai kude ka ti angli sotana ka so ben atani debe di ka kumpa pa e fino pia e maton ka ko kana ka to mo ni an kin ka kin ka tsin tan tanale iwe kama guli bus sai atimi tefino ka pa ati akli akubum pari atila justice Dr. Abubakar Bine Kamahi kono ko uniwon oiba ti kit poli le kom kado court of happy kono ni opo fi obakti na ti chekpa tsiren tale kono ka to no wi bimo apo titko salata kokui do court of happy ka ayamani nga krin chekpa tsiren chofa tamtele ni bimo kola yi do high court ke ka to ne ka bapunga bimo da sumo koi kado court of happy oi kono ko ni karon okubum ka tsoi kono so ko paso iso ekubum ka kante poli le kom atela fu abi college ka ka ki awu tsaka ka kli e pa ya ko tun kasi kabi ka fa ka finai apo yo tsai atsai fino ka lafti bang to ka so bots me fino ka tsekan kabi ka fa ka finai ka ati kono ni opuye ka tanai iwo ka so iso le kololos ka koni ka kabi ka ontoku ile koni wo ipi emutisa tsafata eto ya ti kan to fi yo pota ka fino ata to e pa do kran e pa koni wo ipi oto waske anfuma tsen koni wo ipi opuyo tsai ati tsafino ka kabi ka tsekan ka ati alumilo me ka si ko la ko ni o wi piola I ko lupi pepita ka kan oba ki wanten tati da filo ni o wa mo fino pana mi mosputi mi kadi ma atai ako bom ka ECOWAS banki im clear pa ya kono kama section tuguli imo Dr. George ai kum don ko kono ni opupo koto opa ko ka ECOWAS mo chies mada biungi ka akamato ko ka anto doko ka tisoi ka mo tani ma ka clear ka bi ka hono Justice Dr. Oba ka bineni kono o ipi abati kiete te poli ko mi ka lo koto fa pili Ofi obactrina te tirente pattern tom tengale. Ibe di ka otonavi pimo kala sumo ko e kadu koto papil ala kitko kaya mania cliente pattern to for tamtden kadu high court ke kamani oito do koto papil do kono oito amo fiemi. Akana daktane akemuna Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation television alsina misi patwan.
Erba na siaba ken sumbango isi masilima na tasumika ka Slbc amedunga na binese masilima ambake ya kotolina ingiti pita kwa dentali ne kai President wa powa ECOWAS ofunku kwende gon kabeni ba ko ina na kwende kai akotoi ne bwe makutsani no ECOWAS ba podo yetu no ma President Julius Maada Bio ga office o Kenema ka State House ka kempudu kai ga bwe ne makutsani mama Kabeni ba noni ba nda kotoro Abubakar Beni Kamara ka pasu na teon kabeni ba na setine ne kotokai konto so hentana na tsugunde Beni ba imbeni ba hena binkona don ba masiri ma kontema President nga ko wa ECOWAS funkunku gombani kabeni ba ko bi na kwelenka ya kotso Dr. George Ayanka don ko dekti Kabo ibine makutani no President to Podora Koto President Julius Maada Bio akwe nko wa salon ka State House ka office okena mo ka bo ibine makutani mama bani kama kwanko ma isinde no ba kala Koto beni ba na kwere na ba de kai ga na lu ba na ben kai ga Koto ka beni ba pa ma kwere matani ma imbeni ba poni ba kwere na be bole na kai ga Koto Hemo George ayanko donko de punko ino ka beni ba ma kwere ko ga salon asende akande ba mandeni mai de sisi makane ma imba walimbi ni ka hembing ka bo ibinde makutsandi nanka batale bi hawa ndiga kwegen ku titsanda ofiso ga pabu ga minister ka bo ibinde makutsande ba